I was wondering why that music was so loud.
Okay, just checking to see. Oh, nope, that's the wrong microphone. Okay. Yeah, we had a Microsoft update today, so that meant that it blattered all my preferences.
Yeah.
So it hopefully it doesn't mean that Wednesday's game has no audio, but today's game almost had no audio. So welcome to today's game. We're up to session number 132, or Phase 3, Season 2, Episode 24.
You said it so quickly.
And I'm happy to re-say it.
Phase 2.
How many games are you up to overall?
Phase 3, Season 2, Episode 24. How many games am I up to?
Overall.
1,709.
I thought you said you're almost up to your 500 or something.
Phase 3.
I've
Season
just
2,
so this
1.4.
game is up to this night is up to 284,
Right, I see.
but it's the session number 132 for the campaign. There's lots of
Okay, I
numbers.
thought you said you were going to reach 500, like in the next couple of weeks, like a couple of weeks ago.
500 D&D in total.
Yeah, maybe that's
I can
what
have a
would-
quick look at and see how that's going because hey, I have that accessible.
Not that I've got any balloons
So,
or...
Wrath of the Immortals campaign is up to 483, getting 6 games a fortnight. added to
Okay,
it.
so you're about 17 games off 500 of the D&D.
Yep.
Sounds pretty cool.
And that's of just this campaign.
Okay.
That's pretty amazing.
And as you can actually look and see how many people have actually played in it. Though I need to fix the ordering because it's not working pretty well at the moment. So I've just done some edits on it to make it work better, and suddenly it says the most played person has played 1 game. But I think it's swapped them around the other way. Or broken the order in some way, so I have to figure out what happened there. But we're going back to Mystara after that.
Let me know when you want me to do anything, Ariadna.
So what's the date?
The date is the 2nd of the 7th month of the year 1011. At the table today we have Rhiannon.
Hi, I am playing Morrigan, the Air Genasi. I'm going to keep it at that at the moment, who rocked up last week as a jackalope.
And totally didn't scare one of the other characters.
No, and totally didn't almost start a fight with the Fire Genasi.
Also at the table today we have Gary.
Hi, I am playing Anton Chigur, who is a Tralladaran warlock. Okay, we're keeping it brief today. That's enough for the moment. Accompanied by Proshka, my faithful familiar pseudo dragon, who's around somewhere.
Online we have Mark.
Good evening. I'm playing Bradshaw Dugan, dwarf, weapon master warrior, teenager and your famous stable eating guide goat.
Next online today we have is Josh.
Hello, I am Josh. I play Chauvel, your paladin.
I feel like every paladin needs to be told that's how they have to introduce themselves now.
Yep.
And yes, he is using the studio.
I'm using the studio mic today.
Well, we did just check the levels to make sure he could be heard properly.
Exactly. Damn, you've been doing updating rules and mess with my levels.
Hey, at least that had you on, whereas when I looked at it, it was like, why do we have no audio? Oh, okay, so that's why we have
Oh yeah, oops. Yeah.
I forgot to check
Okay.
before we started, but the computer did have an update today.
So Chauvel is the fire genasi of the party. So, hot-headed and ready to rock.
And next online today we have is M.
Hello, I play Zal, your cleric wizard, and also collector of many.
Ranger.
Sounded like Cleric Wizard Ranger.
Yeah, or apparently a ranger because I didn't hear the failed part.
I didn't hear the fail.
Fail bit.
Yes, and my myriad of animals who I only have one of them with me at the moment, which is my Axebeak Chocobo, who has gained some
Nifty
new
abilities.
abilities and a nifty new collar that he is making full use of. And I don't like it, but you know what? That's not new.
It'll be interesting to see how Bradshaw reacts to Chocobo.
Well, it has been years since M has cursed her bird on screen, but it was worth it last session.
It was hilarious for me, for my character, not so much.
Okay, also here in person is Ariadna.
Sorry, can I have 30 more seconds?
You can.
I'll come and do it.
Bradshaw, we also have the addition of a blink dog, who is part of the reason why Chocobo made Zal swear last week.
Okay.
Who I figured out, who we decided was my mount.
The bird?
No, my blink dog is my mount.
Sorry, blink dog. Oh, you can meet my goat.
The bird's becoming a menace at the moment. Again.
Did
No, the
the
bird is...
bird ever change?
The bird's gonna become KFC chicken bucket or something.
No, I disagree. Chocobo has learnt some interesting abilities. That's no reason
It'll
to
be very
criticise.
useful.
Chocobo is family. Family not get eaten.
I disagree with you on that one.
I'm wearing my
And
new.
it's gonna become food.
I'm wearing my new Karate Kid bandana tie back thing. I'm in serious business now. So I'm now a serious threat, right? Because as soon as the Karate Kid put on his bandana thing, he became championship material, right?
Or you can threaten that if you eat family, you're no longer family.
Yeah, that is the case. Then you have to deal with Eep because Eep's longing for anyone to become unfamily, as I was informed during character development
So are
last
we all
week.
family in each
Yes.
eyes? Okay.
Yeah.
Eve's got an
It's not Eep's eyes, it's in Kalkrix's eyes.
Yep.
As soon as they're no longer family in Kalkrix's eyes, they're lunch.
Yeah, I was talking about character development with Martin, and I'm like, oh look, she's learned not to eat people. He was like, no, she just accepts until you decide they're not family anymore. So if you guys have a major fight, and Eep interprets that as you are no longer family, Eep will eat that person. And Kalkrix is like, if she chucks a tantrum or loses it, that's seriously dangerous.
And
And,
that's
now
gonna be-
she's really worried.
And that's going to be interesting considering she's hitting her teenage
Yeah,
years.
her moody teen.
That's
Otherwise,
okay. She can match Morrigan with that because Morrigan's basically a teen.
so Kalkrix, the technically white dragon, mostly now silver dragon with obsidian and what was the colour we decided it was? Because it can't be sapphire.
Cobalt.
Cobalt
blue.
Cobalt scale. I thought it was.
No, cobalt blue.
Metallic blue is
Yeah, metallic
however
blue.
however you say metallic blue.
No, yeah. Anyway, blue, basically blue. Blue metal coloured scales. And eat, as we've been making reference to, my dark fae, tiny sized, innocent looking on the surface plant familiar.
More than happy to fix anyone's belief on what Eve's actually like.
Yeah, well, now that you've told me that she's essentially ooze, it just ruins all of the happy plants.
No,
She's an ooze,
it's along the line of mimic.
Yes.
Yep.
Shares the same family as oozes.
Which is why she polymorphs into all the different shapes that she can.
You have a pet ditto.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
And whenever it does ditto, it eats whatever it's dittoing.
And the new headband is courtesy of Rhiannon / Morrigan. Although more Rhiannon, because I think it goes across all of Calcrix's timelines.
Mm-hmm.
And Calcrix has just decided that she's going to wear that all the time now.
I'll have to make a separate one for
It's
you.
the latest fashion piece. I actually really like it on her because
It does. I'll make
suits her a lot.
I'll make a blue and gold one for you.
Yeah, I was going to say blue and gold's probably more my colours, whereas that's more Calcrix's colours, but
Okay.
I was just fidgeting when I put it on her, and then I'm like, I really like that.
Okay, so who wants to do the recap of last session for those who missed it?
I nominate Rhiannon because she takes
Stupid bird!
most detailed notes.
So is that the entirety of the recap you want, Josh?
Yes.
Best bird ever. And yes, that's our contribution.
I'll have to find where in
the summary
Windows.
was there was just a load of hijinks at that point in time. We had been introduced to Morgan, and then there was a lot of toing and froing over a dinner table, and then found Yodri highly intoxicated.
I didn't even remember about Yodri. What was the toing and froing over the dinner table bit?
Well, Yodri intoxicated was where we met Morrigan in jackalope form.
I think that happened first.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
So that happened first, and then I think Zal said something to Cheval. Cheval booted Zal out of the into the pile of Yodri's vomit.
Yep.
Okay, that's what the toing and froing was.
Yeah, that's what doing a throwing was.
My brain really.
I was being a smart ass to the angry paladin.
I can't visualize these things unless I'm given an example.
It was the comment along the lines of, was like, oh, you haven't got your touch because I couldn't lift something, or I was about to spar with Morgan at the time.
Morrigan.
So in the end, I turned my focus to Zal and picked him up and dumped him outside.
Where we found Chocobo had a new collar.
Yeah, we found Chocobo had a new collar, and apparently has joined the hunt, and now has learned different techniques, in quotation marks, from the blink dog, and now wants to literally blink its way around town.
Not just me. Anton's at fault too.
Look, I did not intentionally teach. I think that I don't think it's a fault question. I think this just recognises that Chocobo's a lot smarter and a quicker learner than we thought.
So then Zal spent a few hours with Chocobo in the forest, and everyone had a bit of a giggle when Zal returned into town, and then next thing you know, Chocobo blinked without Zal.
I think we forgot the really important bit, which was that we set out towards the ruins.
Before we set out towards the ruins, Anton and Yodri went to check out the chest.
That's right.
Which didn't end up being locked. And was full of magical items, including chainmail for a paladin in a military style, and a magic battle axe with runes, with stuff from the goddess of peace in Alphasia, a longbow and quiver of arrows. We talked about.
We can give the longbow and the quiver of arrow to Zal and just make sure.
No, we didn't. I didn't take those
Nope.
things. I was just
We just
trying to
them.
gather information on
Oh, we gathered
one of the
information.
two mercenaries.
They chose not to steal from the locals, who you may come to regret, as they do have some powerful druids there.
Yeah. Well, it's also my objective was to find out about these two mercenaries who were going to grill me for information.
So one of them is an agent of the Council of Wizards.
Yeah.
And
It's
one
Zerd.
of them is a paladin of the Goddess of Peace. And obviously not part of the war effort, because he's not running around with the kit. Normally you would expect the Goddess of Peace to be peacekeepers.
They're not.
No, they normally are peacekeepers. It's just that for some reason in the last 5 to 10 game years, the Goddess of Peace has told her clerics to go to war.
Yodri's looking for other sources of warlock power for people, which made Morrigan very happy because she knows some very nice archfey.
No, that was Zert wants that. And I was asked by Zert. So yeah.
So you were looking for
Yeah.
information about.
Yeah.
Eep returned Cheval's Rock of World-Saving Destiny to her.
Yep. That I'd forgotten about that.
And which Cheval took without giving a gift in return, so now owes Eep something rather hideous.
Whatever Eep determines, I believe.
Yes, it is. Technically, whatever Eep determines, he cannot make a gift back in return now.
And then we started going to the keep.
Yeah. Cheval still has no idea what Eep is.
Before we go to, oh no, you've been advised. You were advised as soon as Calcrix found out, because Anton was deeply suspicious about the cookies.
So do you remember the fairy dragon in the party?
Yep.
Favory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was when you were told the groundwork of what Fae deal
Yeah.
with,
Yeah.
and that
Way,
Eep
way,
wasn't
way.
Fae.
You were advised never to ask or take anything from Eep but cookies, because she was dark Fae and the rules were very different. When
I was
where
actually
that
quite
comes from.
surprised no one paid any attention to Eep doing that, because that was hilarious.
Final
Yeah.
warning, I have a book of bargains and obligations.
Morrigan's Fae as well.
Yep.
So just, yeah. Can I ask someone to get my pencils, because I left them all over
Where?
there.
They're in the Stormtrooper jug at the
cup.
base of the statue.
Preferably one of the grey ones with black.
Hey Google, main light on.
So yeah, Morrigan, I have a special
And I
book
usually
for
like
Morrigan
short
that is
phrases.
all the bargains and obligations that occur
I
around
drop
her.
it all the time. It's like, you haven't picked them up. Thank you.
Because she has spent
Could you also pass me that?
221 years
Myself?
with the Wild Hunt.
Now, is it this game or the other game that we know about Calcrix's connection to the Wild Hunt?
This game.
This game.
Okay. So, Calcrix started the Wild Hunt, is that right?
With Eve.
With
Okay,
Eve.
with Eve. Okay, so Cheval's got a stone.
How did you start the Wild Hunt?
She has
I
no
don't
memory
know.
of it because she hasn't done it yet.
Yeah, it's in the future.
Okay, all right.
It's one of the reasons why Morrigan defers to Calcrix,
Mm-hmm.
because she comes from the Wild Hunt.
There is only one person higher in the Wild Hunt than my king, and that's Calcrix.
But she doesn't know that yet. She just knows she's got connections to the Wild Hunt. She doesn't know what they are.
Mm-hmm. But I know. Morrigan knows.
And what was the significance of the stone Cheval again?
It was his starting item of interest, where we rolled up randomly. He got a stone that he believed was going to help him save the world.
It's going to help save the world.
I've
Because
got
you
it.
said it just might do exactly what it's destined to do.
Well, if he uses it at the right moment, anything's a good tool.
I do have to come up with
I just have this scene of Cheval losing her shit at some point, throwing the stone, hitting the master on the temple, and just killing him.
Well, the last time she lost her temper, she became a fire genasi from a water genasi.
Yeah.
Hasn't lost her temper as badly like that before or since. Okay, so
If Cheval loses her crap, this little rock's becoming a meteor that's wiping us entire planet.
No, you're supposed to save the world with it, not destroy it.
I mean, we're wiping it out and we're talking about.
Have you gone back to Ixion and we just don't know it?
No.
Very worried by
Technically, it
those
was
comments.
pointed out last session, Chevelle hasn't left Ixion because that would make her an Oathbreaker.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
She's now taken on another god, so she's now promised to 2 gods, not 1.
Okay.
Which is an
I am very confused.
Which is an important detail
I
for
thought she
Morrigan.
did, but because that was a stipulation of my mom not like absolutely murdering the shit out of her.
Well, the fact is,
No, it was So we found out of character that I cannot leave Ixion.
It is
So,
a very key detail
I
for
am
Morrigan.
promised to 2 gods.
because
Okay.
once a paladin makes an oath, it's very hard for the paladin to break it. And it pretty much is the equivalent of a complete mental breakdown when one does.
And the Wild Hunt hunts Oathbreakers. It's one of their key tenets. It's the one thing that is expressly stipulated. We hunt undeserving beings and Oathbreakers.
Yep. And if they're an undeserving Oathbreaker, well, hey, that's two for one.
Yep.
Okay, so after having their introductions and seeing Chocobo enjoying itself at the expense of Zal, you moved out to what's called the Moat House on the edge of town to go and investigate what used to be one of the outposts of the Black Earth cult.
Okay, this was an outpost, yes. We're looking for a guardian or avatar, but we actually don't know anything about it other than the fact we're looking for a guardian or avatar.
Mm-hmm.
I sent Taryn to go blink through the building to
Yes,
see
you
if
did.
he'd find something.
Each time he blinks, he's got to roll a d6, and
It'll take time.
if he doesn't roll a 5 or a 6, he doesn't blink.
I'd also send off my orb.
Would you like me to roll a couple of
Well,
D6s?
it would be basically each time he goes, he then has to wait, and normally he can only blink to somewhere he can see. So if it's a closed door, you generally don't blink on the other side of the door, mainly because if you can't see, who knows what you're blinking into,
Unless you've been there before.
unless you've been there before. But again, no guarantee it hasn't moved, because the idea is it has to be an unoccupied space he's going to.
Yeah, okay, nice, probably enough.
Okay, so as you came into this tower, you were having a look around, and you noticed that Chocobo could do the statue impersonation.
Yep, can make himself look
Camouflage.
himself like...
So, yeah, Chocobo's also learnt Alter Self.
And not dimension dooring, but the
Blinking.
blinking.
Sorry, what was the first one you said? I missed.
Chocobo's learnt Alter Self from watching Anton.
Well, I was
Oh,
casting
also
disguise
self.
self.
Sorry,
so not
it doesn't
disguise
come
self.
through
Disguise
clearly.
self.
Okay, so a description of where you're looking is a broad stone staircase littered with stone rubble and wooden splinters climbs up to living quarters of the fort. The doors at the head of the stairs are broken, one mostly intact but where it is flat on the ground, while the other is sundered and partially hangs from its hinges as you're looking ahead. So very much like the doors to the outer courtyard, the inner ones have also been broken. So someone really didn't like this place at some point.
No.
But it was said that the Alphatians were very displeased with the owners for leaving.
Oh, okay. So it's yeah. Oh, it's probably too much fine detail. But I was going to ask because it sounded like it was actually besieged and taken. But what you're saying is it actually looks more like someone just trashed the place.
Yeah, sounds like looks more like a tantrum than an actual battle.
Okay.
So let me just clarify. Did you say the Alphatians were angry with the people who left this place?
Because it was the cult of the Black Earth, or the monks of the Moving Stone, however you wish to refer them, came from. Some of the people came from here.
So I presume, judging from what we understand, that after the Lady of Shadow assisted the four cults, four cults,
Four cults.
to leave Alphatia, some Alphatians went into this place and threw a tantrum.
Most likely whoever was looking to utilise their capacity and found it all locked up.
Well, in the absence of anything else, Arcane Eye hasn't revealed anything. I'm happy to walk forward and be the bunny.
Calcrix had already flown across together with Chocobo blinking across.
Okay, so going up the great stairs into the
Taking care.
what looks to be a great hall.
I'm following.
This was once a great audience chamber, as shown by tattered banners and tapestries on the walls, destroyed furniture, and heaps of rotted cloth discarded in corners. Once richly appointed, it has been thoroughly searched, sacked, and despoiled. Leaves and dirt cover the floor, and cobwebs hang from walls and the ceiling above. Looking up, you see the exposed beams and slabs of stone poke through, indicating that the upper stories of the place are totally destroyed and likely to be impassable to anything larger than a rat. This is a 50-foot by 50-foot hall. The north and east walls sport arrow slits and alcoves. Centered on the west wall is a corridor, while the northeast corner of the room hosts a recently repaired stout door.
Recently repaired.
So there is a corridor that leads west and a corridor that leads south. As well as a door in... What was that?
I assume I'm in the group, is that right, Scott?
You are with the group, not with your mount.
Okay, no. So how big? So Whelm has a 30 feet detection of hidden doors and stuff like that. Does Whelm feel like there's anything nearby that doesn't look right, kind of thing?
Okay, so let me have a quick look at Whelm so I get it right.
Yeah, it alerts you to the location of any secret or concealed doors within 30 feet of you. Supernatural awareness.
Just give me a sec as I bring it up.
Okay.
Mainly because there's always something people forget to tell me.
That's right.
Where was the repaired door?
In the northeastern corridor.
Well, just on that theme of things I always tell you, I've got tremor sense to 60 feet.
Mm-hmm.
It's the last one under waking powers, Martin.
Yep. I'm just making sure it's not something that has to be triggered with something else.
That's fair enough.
Because there are certain powers that will cost Bradshaw if Whelm uses it, even if Bradshaw doesn't want Whelm to.
That's understandable. I thought this one looked like I was safe.
Basically, as long as you have Whelm presented, Whelm will tell you.
Yeah, I usually, if I'm going into space, I've had my shield out and, in my hand.
Okay.
Ready situation.
Just envision your dwarf standing with his sword, like you know how people enter a room with a gun, but you're doing it with your sword.
Well, if he's hammer in this case.
Oh, hammer. Sorry, hammer.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So Whelm is underwhelmed by any secret doors in the area.
No secret doors.
Okay. It's alright. I just thought I'd check anyway. Yeah. That's why I'd ask, Martin.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I just thought I would respond in a Whelmish sort of way.
Yeah.
Which one's closer?
4. So as you come in on stairs, depending on if you come on the right side or the left side of the stairs, is you're either closest to the western corridor or the southern corridor,
Right.
with the northeastern door being the furthest thing from you.
I feel like the repaired door is something that might be worth looking at.
I'm feeling inclined to take the door out, but
I just think one of us.
Do you know?
One of
no,
us should
just
try
break
the
it.
handle.
It's been a while since I've broken something, and it's sitting there being repaired, surrounded by things that are ruined. Sounds like it doesn't deserve to be
But
repaired.
you could just try the handle.
Yeah.
Last time we left something and went out of our way to do something to get it, it was unlocked.
I thought someone might want to explore corridors before I destroyed the door.
Are there corridors to be explored?
Yeah,
As I
there's
said, there is a western corridor and a southern corridor.
Oh, okay. I thought you said there was a western door and okay. That's
Western corridor and a southern corridor, each closest to the stairs that you come up.
Okay. And then there was the repaired door?
The repaired door on the far side of the room.
Okay, alright, cool.
I'll finger the pole hammer and look at the door.
Okay. Does this mean you cast Shatter?
No, I'm not casting a spell. I'm just thinking about smashing
Because
door.
you know Hammer can shatter.
I know, but it does a lot more damage just hitting things.
I've got my orb out anyway, so I would probably send my orb down one of the corridors. I will just randomly choose that I came up the left stairway, so I will send my orb down.
So on the left side of the stairs is the western corridor.
Yeah.
Can I do a perception check to see if I hear any noises or anything that might... Listening and smelling to see if anything might indicate where things might be, or...
Sure. Anyone can always make a perception roll.
I should have probably done that first. Am I allowed to do that first?
Well, you've got this orb that you're using to examine things
And
with.
that does it for me?
That will give you a perception going down the corridor.
Okay, cool.
Let's see if my druid dice actually rolls well this week. Nope. 14 plus 3, 17, 21, 28. Yes, 28.
28. Okay, so you see signs of as if people have been moving about in this space.
How long ago?
Hard to tell because it's out of the weather and it is noticeable, so it's definitely within the month.
People have been here in the last few weeks. Okay.
And what was Calcrix's perception? Because Bradshaw was doing the asking whelm at this point, and I'm giving each person a chance to do something.
So that's a roll for the orb? Or for
Let's
me
roll for
through the orb?
roll for your perception through the orb. The orb doesn't automatically do stuff. You've actually got to be looking through it.
In my perception check, do I see where, like, is it just people movement around the place, or is there a general direction?
There's a lot of footprints all over the place. It is very confusing.
Don't know if you can see it from here, but
You
I
got-
see everything.
You got a natural 20?
Yeah, I've got a natural 20. I haven't got one of those for a little bit. Do I add my perception to that though? Or do I just take it as a
Yeah.
success? Because I think if I add my perception to it, it's
You do add your perception bonus to it, which
yeah,
would
so
be
31. I don't get the extra d4 because technically it is not accompanying the orb.
Okay, so having a look there, it does seem as if the far door of the corridor is barred from this side, as maybe to keep something from getting in from there, as there are rooms to the north and south. An amusing thing about the map of the rooms is some of the rooms have no entry points. They thought this map out well.
You're going to have to invent them.
I know, I always do that because I just look at them going, hey, how'd you get into that room? But yes, you can see 4 doors, one on the far end, one on the north wall and 2 on the south wall of that corridor.
Are they repaired doors, or
They seem to be repaired doors.
Okay, so there's
Because
more than
I
one
get-
repaired door.
Easily visually confused.
Mm.
The door that I see with the bar on it
Is the one on the far wall?
in the main room.
No, in the so basically
So
you've
it's in the
sent the
corridor.
eye into the corridor. You're
Right.
looking in the corridor.
Yeah, that's why I'm like,
Yes.
I get confused very easily. So when I look in the corridor, at the far end of the corridor, there's a barred door,
Yep, and it's barred on this side too.
and there's two
And there
doors.
is one door to the right side wall and 2 doors on the left wall.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep.
Do I hear Taran barking anywhere?
Okay, so he's done one teleport, and did he successfully recharge?
Nope.
Then he is probably in this room still, because he teleported into this room.
He did it a couple of rounds ago, though.
Yes, which means he hasn't recovered his teleport yet. Because
Okay.
it's basically until he rolls a 5 or 6, he can't teleport again.
So Taran would probably come up to me and go,
What is Anton thinking about bashing down
Yeah,
the door?
because I'm staring at it, I might have a close look at the door.
And what about Zal?
I wanted to kind of step in and step forward, but my character sent an orb up, so she's preoccupied by that.
What is Zal doing?
Probably making sure that Chocobo doesn't cause trouble. Again,
Chocobo does not cause trouble. Chocobo's a free agent.
There's nothing free about that damn bird.
Free as a bird, you're going to say? Oh, sorry.
Hey,
So
I like
should I
Chocobo.
pour tea into this cup? Is that the idea?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so as you're keeping an eye on Chocobo, Chocobo's keeping one eye on you and one eye on the Blink Dog.
I was going to say, Zal's not going to be able to do anything anymore in terms of venturing. She's going to be so busy minding Chocobo.
Okay. I'm sure Chocobo will make things interesting. So, Anton, you're looking at the door. Give me an investigate check.
Investigate check, okay. I don't think I've got any specialties on investigation. I think it's just a basic check. Oh,
You said this area was 50 foot by 50 foot, yeah?
It is.
And we're now staring at doors.
You
Okay.
are staring at doors, yes.
My knowledge of doors
Right.
leaves something to desired. I get 13.
It is definitely a door, not your imagination.
Okay, good. I'm glad about that. Is that enough tea or do you want some more?
Yeah, no, it's fine. Thanks.
can we just go up and check if these doors are locked?
Well, you could have done that, but you're so busy engrossed in Chocobo. You'd have to call that out.
Cheval hasn't done anything.
Not
Hi,
Bradshaw.
I'm here.
And what did you...
I'm happy to use the really noisy spell called knock if you really want to let people know that we're here.
I could just bash the door
You
down.
could just try the handle.
Or I could just
And
bash the
if
door
we're
down.
discussing the door out loud, Calcrix is like, why don't you just try the handle?
So what is Cheval doing while all this is happening?
I'm probably also very intrigued that everything is ruined but these repaired doors.
Well, it's just
So
one door that we can
I'm
see.
probably with Ant.
You've
I'm
seen another
probably-
3.
Yeah.
Well, 4 actually. Go ahead, Josh.
I'm probably with Anton trying to investigate these repaired doors, if not seeing if they are locked.
When I realise that there's been people moving around and stuff, I probably mention this to the party.
Mention what?
That there's been movement in the past few weeks.
Okay, yeah. I don't think
Okay.
I've had a chance to tell everyone about all my doors in my corridor yet.
As you check the door, you find the door is locked, but you think it is not by a. You think it's a bar on the other side.
Okay, I'm going to use...
It's locked from the inside.
Yes.
Right.
Well, it was probably to try and keep people from this side from going into that side. Because there's a door down this corridor that looks like it's meant to keep things on the other side of the door from coming to this side. So
Can Cheval press her head up against the doors and just hear if anything's on the other side?
Well, I might actually call for initiative because we've had conflicting things of what people are doing. Because if Cheval's doing that as it gets hit by a giant hammer,
No,
you might
I'm not going to do that. I'm just saying I'm getting ready to.
Oh, you're getting ready to. Okay,
Yeah.
so yes, Cheval, put your head up against the door. Give me an investigate check.
I was about to say, please don't use my
No,
my head as target practice.
I haven't
It
broken
won't end-
anything
it
in a
won't
long
end well for
time.
you.
I've got this urge. Something must break. This door seems like it wants to
Though
be
if
broken.
you do hit Cheval with the pole hammer, Cheval might not be able to respond.
I don't want to hit Cheval with the pole hammer.
it's a good
Right,
job
you
not being
said
asked to do a will
investigation.
save right now.
Investigation roll.
And that's intelligence or wisdom?
I'm going for intelligence at this stage.
Intelligence, okay.
You're all better than my 3.
11? 11.
11 total.
11 total.
So not quite as good as your
13 total.
yes. And so yes, it is a door. It feels like a door. It smells like a door. You haven't quite gotten to the taste test yet, but hey, that would have been if you had got under 10.
What do you reckon, Cheval? Should I break it down?
Could we not break the door? Could we try another means?
Can I go poke my head around the southern corridor and see
We've
what's
got a lot
down
of
there?
magic users here.
Okay. So as you look down the southern corridor with your dog bumping into you a lot,
Yep.
you can see that there are 3 doors down there with a big open space at the end of the corridor, so it opens into a room.
Yep.
I wonder if
So how many doors on the east and how many doors on the west?
There are 2 on the west, 1 on the east.
And they're repaired as well?
They are repaired as well.
And none of them are barred from this side.
None from a barred from this side.
I will call out and say, there's 3 more doors here in a room.
Calcrix looks at Zal and goes, do you think Chocobo could open the door?
Please don't encourage him to start to learning how to open doors.
I'm surprised this is news for you. Chocobo already understands how to open doors. There's a reason so many bodies turn up around where Chocobo is. Chocobo gets out of the stables an awful lot, even though the stable doors are closed.
Are there any, gaps on the... Is the door, completely flush against the wall, or...
They are.
There's no, gaps underneath it, or...
No gaps you can see through.
No, I'm just wondering if there is a gap, say, a centipede could go through.
Possibly.
I don't think I have anything that's small. What do I have in my wild shape?
I will turn to Anton and say, do what you will with the door. I heard there's more doors, and I will go investigate. So I'll go investigate the other 3 doors.
There's 6 more doors.
So there's 6 doors I can break.
Well, technically there are...
Yeah, no, there's nothing I can
8
use to
or-
go through.
No one here, or is just no one listening to Calcrix pleading for us to try to open this door without smashing it first.
Which door?
But we're not opening any doors yet.
Well,
No. I merely said do whatever you want with the door. I didn't condone or approve of bashing down the door. I did hear what Calcrix did say. However, I am investigating this area.
There are lots of doors. Well, the other alternative is you can put your arcane eye behind all the doors and see what it sees.
well, I don't know if the arcane eye can move through solid things.
There's usually gaps around doors.
Martin,
Yeah.
Nah. It was
let us use
explicitly
the
stated
last
I can't go
corridor
through it.
The arcane eye's like that big.
Was it open space?
I can turn it to a pixie.
That is correct.
Pixie's bigger than that.
Is that the way that Cheval's going, or not?
So did Cheval go west or south?
I went to Morgan.
So south.
So there was, south. I went south because I heard there are 3 doors down this way, and that's where I've gone.
And a room.
And a room. So
I'll-
I've wandered down that way.
Can I accompany Cheval down there and look into the open room? Is that possible while he does the other stuff?
Okay, so you push past everyone.
How big's the corridor? Was that just one person?
The corridor is 10 feet wide.
I just poked my head. I looked down it. I'm happy to move.
Okay. Yeah.
10 feet wide and 30 feet long.
Okay. I'm just going to use my dark vision to see into that room if I see anything in there that looks...
Dark vision doesn't help you because it's not night.
Oh, okay.
Dark vision works in the dark. It doesn't work in
We have light
dim
vision.
light or daylight.
Okay, that's fair enough. I just want to copy Cheval just in case. I'm just going to make sure that he's got a backup person.
If I see Cheval and Bradshaw heading my way, I'm like, oh, good, and start walking down the corridor.
Okay, so reaching the end, what was Calcrix doing while they're going the other way?
Zal will kind of pat Calcrix and I'm like, shall we open this door the normal way? We'll see if we can. Sort of jokingly to Calcrix.
Calcrix is considering her options.
Because it's barred from the other side.
Yeah. She's thinking about whether or not Eep can shapeshift and lift the bar from, like, whether or not her vine's thin enough to just lift the bar and open it from, even though she's on this side, she could, like, slide a flat enough, thin enough vine through. Or possibly...
I did also offer the services of knock earlier, just being aware that makes a big bell calling sound.
And I've got knock as well.
Alert everyone around.
And to be fair, I could smash any of these doors if I really wanted to.
True.
I could just size up or use knock as well, or use one of my many spells. I've got lots of options for barraging through doors. I just think that it's probably a good idea to try and work as a team. But
That's why I waited for other people. People came towards me, I'm walking forward.
yeah. But yeah, she's more than likely just going to ask Eep if Eep's able to open the door.
Okay, so is that the one in the main room?
Yeah.
Okay, so Calcrix, Eep, and Zal are going to that one, and what's Anton doing while...
while everyone else wants people doing lots of different things, I'll just wait.
So
there's lots of doors.
Well,
so
I'm
you'll be
trying to
there
stay-
with Calcrix then?
I'm trying to stay with the main
So,
group.
so two groups instead of one group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's an open room with no doors on it. I'm going to go check that out.
Well, yeah, it's a corridor though, and you could end up 30 feet away, but that's okay.
Okay,
Well,
walking...
Oregon-
Morgan's not
before.
used to working with a party like this.
No, I'm not. It's
Yeah.
not a criticism either.
No, I'm
I was
just...
just trying to stay in the main room together.
Yeah,
And since everyone was starting to focus, we had Bradshaw, Anton, and Cheval at the one door. I was expecting that with that investigation for it to remain, let's open this door and stay together.
player-wise, I would have stayed with the group.
Yeah.
Character-wise, no, she's flighty and impulsive and saw an open corridor and people
That's
started
fine.
coming her way.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with all of that. As I said, I'll ask Eep, and if Eep can do it, then we'll go from there. I just figured I would explore the options first for trying to do it quietly, and if someone's gone to the trouble of repairing the door, logic says that maybe even if we could handle it and annihilate it, whatever's on the other side of the door, someone wanted to keep it on the other side of the door.
Yep.
And maybe we want to enter as cautiously as possible and not destroy it in the process.
No, I totally agree. But that's part of the reason why I'm checking the open room, because rather than try and go through into doors and stuff, is clear the current area and then start going, okay, where are we going now? But Morrigan doesn't communicate this because she's not used to working in a party like this. She's used to working in a boiling mass of Archfey and Fey sort of working together, but it's not really communicated. So for her, she's like, I'm interested in this. There are people behind me. Sure, let's go.
Okay, so while the three of you are looking at the door, I'll give the others a description and come back to you. So the others that have walked down to the passageway, the corridor ends at this open corner chamber, perhaps 40 feet wide and 20 feet deep. The room is mostly empty, save for some scattered rubble. The southeast corner wall has fully collapsed into the moat and provided a potential exit.
Which wall had collapsed?
Southeast corner of the room has collapsed out to the moat.
So
This is the south corridor or the west corridor?
The corridor room on the end, the one that doesn't have the door going into it.
I see. Right. Okay.
And what was the question?
Was it the corridor south or corridor
The corridor
west?
south.
Yeah. Because Morrigan went south, I had my orb
And
check.
There is
west.
a dead body here
Okay,
that looks rather
detail.
bloated.
Okay. I'll
And
use the door.
as you're thinking about what you're doing, we're going back to the others at the door, because I said I was going to give you the description and go back to them. Because by the time you've all walked down here, the others have had time to act. So, Ariadna, Gary, and Em, what do you want your characters to do with this door?
Well, as I said, I was going to ask Eve if she can safely open the door quietly. By maybe slipping her vine underneath the thing and lifting the bar, or...
So you see Eep just slide under the door.
Mm-hmm.
Not much of a gap, but Eep seems to be able to fit through.
That's what I suspected. Does she successfully open the door and then stick a little face out and go, Eep?
And you hear a crushing sound on the other side of the door.
Okay, that's unexpected.
And
I think that means Eep has destroyed the bar. I tried to open the door.
okay, as you...
Either that or it was the bones of whatever creature was in there. And I'm hoping it was the bar. But, look, I don't know what creature they could be trying to keep out of this room. And maybe we're lucky if that's the crunching of the bones of whatever's in there.
Okay, and as you push it open, you see that there was a lock as well as the bar,
I see.
and the lock has been ripped off.
I see.
As you see,
Oh, that solves that problem.
looking into the room, you see that there are 6 people, I believe, here.
People?
Yeah.
How loud is the crushing?
8 people here, actually.
How loud is the crushing sound?
Not loud enough to you guys because you're far enough away.
Okay.
And the chamber is floored in black flagstone, has an ebony coloured wall hanging, which looks burnt and tattered, in a jumble of wreckage strewn across the wall, with several bedrolls pitched in odd corners, and the remains of fire in the fireplace. So this is roughly a 30 by 30 foot room with the door in the bottom corner. The southwestern corner.
So what do these people look like?
They look to be ill-kept, human-ish, with weapons drawn. You can see that they have long swords, short swords, halberds, spears, clubs, maces, glaives amongst them. So that they don't look like they're particularly happy to see you.
No, they wouldn't be. We've just worked our way into their locker room.
I should have just hit the door.
If they're Black Earth cultists, do you really want to risk killing them by accident?
They don't know they're Black Earth cultists. No.
Well, we should find out before we kill them.
Hopefully we don't need to kill them.
I don't
Exactly.
I don't even think we need to fight them, actually.
We might not.
Is there enough time at this point for me to yell out, "There's a bloated dead body down here"?
Bloated also means dead for several days.
Yes.
I mean, it could be bloated and not dead. It could be moving.
It is only a few
Cheval
minutes
make a
incantation.
medicine roll on the bloated dead body
He can make a
And-
medicine roll.
and estimate time of passing.
As you do that, give me a medicine check.
Medicine. Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
I was going to say, it looks like you need more bookmarks.
Well, the fact they come with bookmarks is very handy.
You usually need more than one page.
That is an 18.
It's an 18. Okay, you think they died maybe 3 or 4 days ago by poisoning.
By poisoning.
Mm-hmm. And as you investigate, you are surprised.
Yep. How did I? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I did warn you. I did just literally call it out.
You're nowhere near us.
No, but but I joked to you that it could be moving.
Yeah, it was either me or Cheval were going to touch it, so I thought so one of us is going to be surprised. So yeah,
Yeah, the paladin can poke it.
I thought the teenager would be in first, but Cheval got beaten me to it. So.
Yeah. Sorry.
Come on.
Bradshaw's a teenager too. We're a party of teenagers.
No, Zal's an old man.
Well,
Actually, so is technically Cheval. She's an older lady, but we're the two oldest in the party
Yeah, I'm in the
in
middle.
terms of like human age.
technically, Morrigan is, even for an elf, it is weird. She is technically like 80, so for an elf that's late teens, she has actually lived for almost 300 years.
I say that, but like Zal is like going on like probably like 38, 40 in this timeline now. So
Okay, so what is Cheval's armor class?
23.
Okay, not quite high enough, as you get to make a fortitude saving throw.
Fortitude, is that a...
Sorry, Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
I'm so used to the
Cool.
various systems that I keep looking
Yeah,
at.
no.
the wrong ones.
I'll just make sure.
Is this the dead body attacking Cheval? Like, can we see it?
You find out after the thing has happened.
I was about to say this is
I
a
was more
surprise
thinking for
round. No one knows.
I was
No,
still
just
thinking it's the thing that actually poisoned the body. Is probably what it is.
And so to start with, you take 6 damage.
ow.
I'm just trying
You
to
can't say
make notes.
ow. You have like 180 hit points. I can say ow. No, you can't. I have like 40 hit points. So no, you can't say ow.
I went from 146 down to 140. I can say ow.
It's okay. Last game I
And
went
what was-
from 180 down to 99.
You said Constitution saving throw.
No, 88.
Right.
We learnt the cost of rituals.
There it is.
I'm just trying to make sure that I don't have any.
Yeah, I was just trying to take notes at the same time.
All good.
No.
I generally wait until after they have
We resolved
the result before they find out what it is, especially considering he still doesn't know what's bit him because he hasn't seen it.
Yes, exactly.
If
It's
if you haven't seen something, it's very hard to actually describe it.
Mm.
It's true.
now I have. Okay, that's fine.
And what was your result?
24.
24. Okay, so. And that means you take 7 points of poison damage.
Ow.
And I am going to call initiative.
There it is. Yep.
Because you have been surprised.
I've been surprised by a thing that's spat at me.
I am not rolling
how-
my druid dice.
how dare
The
you.
dice backed away. So
My druid dice has failed me too many times.
What was that, Mark? You needed someone to do the dice roll for you?
I
yes,
can if you'd like.
The GM's more than happy to do the GM dice and see how badly they go.
I'm happy with you to do DM dice today because I'm in a
Oh,
good mood.
Can I just
Perception
roll for you?
initiative?
Well, that can be your initiative.
Okay.
Perception for initiative?
It was a pretty
Perception
good
for
roll.
initiative would help. And so that's a 10.
I was 16 for my initiative then.
What is Calcrix's initiative?
What do you add to initiative again?
You'll be adding your perception bonus, which would be 4 plus your wisdom.
Okay, so that's 11.
Would this be
On to
listening to hear
19.
what's going on down the corridor?
Listening would help you, yes.
11 and 19 is 30.
30.
Oh, jeez, I don't.
What was yours, Calcrix?
19 plus 11...
30.
30. That's what I said, it was a pretty good roll.
It was a pretty good roll. What is Zal's initiative?
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize we were all doing initiative.
Okay, while you're doing that, what is Anton's initiative?
34.
34.
Yeah, I thought it might be just the group down the corridor, but we are in a room with 8 other people now.
And if you didn't roll initiative, you would not be able to participate.
Yeah.
Even if you're within 60 feet of them.
I'd kind of rather roll that on an attack roll, but anyway.
Okay, so what was Cheval's initiative?
23.
What was Anton's?
34.
Morrigan's initiative?
29.
And Zal's initiative?
Not used to going first.
Sorry, getting there. Just getting the dice. Getting the dice. Perception +4. 19.
Okay. So, Anton, you hear a scream of owl from your paladin from the corridor below as you see these 8 guys with weapons pointing shakily in your direction.
Okay.
They do seem to be shaking.
They do seem to be shaking. Put the weapons away and everything will be fine.
Okay, so...
Look threatening in their general direction.
Give me an intimidation roll.
I don't actually have intimidation. So.
You get it with advantage right now.
Okay, I get it with advantage right now. I'm going to need it.
No, you're not. You
Charisma
killed a
based.
whole tavern with intimidation before.
No, that was when I was wearing a helmet. I'm not wearing a helmet. So I presume this is charisma, is it?
Is it charisma based normally? Yes.
Yeah, okay, so that's 21.
Okay, so as you do so, you see the look of fear in their eyes as they drop their weapons
Okay,
as a free action.
all right.
There's a clattering of weapons on their side.
Yep, fair enough.
As you are very intimidating. Calcrix.
You guys look like you need a coffee. Would you like a coffee?
They were glad. They were all nodding enthusiastically while trying to get as far away from Anton as they can.
Each starts handing out cookies.
Morrigan.
Can I actually see what attacked Anton yet?
No, you can't see what attacked Anton because he's in another room and he hasn't been attacked.
Cheval.
That's okay.
Cheval.
All you know is Cheval has called out Owl.
Okay. How far away is Cheval from me?
Cheval walked into the room to check the body while everyone else was at the edge of the room.
So within movement, I could walk up to it?
You could walk up to Cheval, yes.
Okay, I will walk up to Cheval. What do I say?
Okay, are you doing an investigation or relying on perception?
Relying on perception.
Okay, so...
I originally thought you said, and what do I say? And I'm like, isn't that the bit you make up? And I realised, what do I see?
My passive perception is 29.
Okay, okay, so you can see Cheval having a close examination of a dead body.
Okay. And it's bloated, is it?
It's a bloated dead body.
Can I just do one of my cantrips? Can I do thorn darts? 3 thorn darts at the dead body?
Sure.
Because I heard him say ow. Okay. $13 to hit.
I'm just going to have to look something up to confirm how that goes.
16 to hit. Not rolling well, 18.
Okay, so you got 18.
13, 16, and 18.
You hit the corpse 3 times. Roll damage.
Uh, 8, 8, and 7.
Okay, so as you hit the corpse, it explodes, sending body parts everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, the puncturing of the bloatedness sent stuff everywhere.
Cool.
Okay, Chauvel, you have a face full of corpse stuff.
Yeah, that's the normal.
Did I get missed?
Yes, because you weren't standing over the body, and you're actually in the other room completely.
No. That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know where I am in the turn order because
You're 19, everybody else got above 20. No, Bradshaw got 16.
Yeah.
So you're second last in the party.
Yep.
oh, okay, right.
So-
Sorry, I
so
thought.
when-
Is it because Chauvel got the surprise round? I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No.
Yes,
Got
I got surprised.
Yeah. So
Ah.
Chauvel
Right,
got surprised.
I just
Anton,
Chauvel has not had a turn.
yeah.
I got surprise attacked.
I was
And
just-
now it is
Right,
Chauvel's turn.
I was going to say Anton went, Calcrix went, Morrigan went, and now Chauvel's going. Then it'll be you. Then it'll be Bradshaw.
right. Sorry, that's where I got confused.
I've got a face full of body.
Yep.
Am I able to see?
Yes, you can see.
Cool. Is there anything remaining of what could have hit me?
You're not sure what hit you. Just felt as if you got bitten.
Bitten.
Chauvel's going to become undead. No. No, we won't do that.
Well, I highly doubt I'm going to become undead.
I was making a joke about zombies.
When the body
biting you.
exploded, I sort of went.
That old trope.
I sort of started laughing and went, "Whoops, sorry, Chauvel."
Chauvel is very wary that whatever was in the body is still alive. So Chauvel will alert the party that whatever was in the body can be small and has bitten me.
And
don't let your guard down.
you believe it bit your left ankle.
Left ankle?
Hmm.
It's definitely small then. And there's nothing near my left ankle at the moment.
Looking down, no, you've just got rubble around your feet where you stepped. Because this room is littered with rubble in various bits, and where you stood, there's rubble around.
So Taran would have gone on my turn. I
So,
would have had to do this part.
yeah, Chauvel will alert the 3 members that are in the room, and then draw sword.
Okay. You draw your sword.
Mhm.
And as you do, you see the rubble move and bite you again.
Ah!
This time you take 10 points of damage
10 points of damage? Okay.
and make another Constitution saving throw.
Yep. Alright, Constitution save. 27.
Does it look like the rubble bit him or something in the rubble bit him?
Looks like the rubble bit him. And you take another 7 points of poison damage.
Yep.
Okay, so that brings us to Zal. Yes, these guys have been coward, offered. So you've had your good cop and bad cop. Which cop are you?
Fireball cop.
Release the bird! Release the bird!
No, I'm not gonna release the bird. I will
Which bird would
ask
that be?
them. Like who they are, and essentially like why they're hiding. Why they're hiding in these abandoned roads, and why they're locked in.
I think
in this room.
they're barred to keep the people out, I think. They barred the door to keep them.
Okay, so as you do that, we go over to Bradshaw. Bradshaw, what do you do? The apparently the rubble is attacking.
Okay, so I'm at the entrance of this area.
Yep.
We've got Chevelles on one edge of the rubble.
No, Chevelle is in the center of the room, looking down at the bloated body that has its bloatedness exploded with some darts.
And the rubble was on the left-hand side, wasn't it?
And he basically had to step over rubble, and the rubble around his left foot has attacked him.
Okay. Is there anything between me and this rubble at the moment?
Technically, part of Chevelle is between you and the rubble, as Chevelle's standing in the rubble.
Okay.
What would you like to do? Is that Hulk smash time?
Yes, whether I do a shockwave or whether I might just throw my hammer at the rubble and see if I hit anything.
I'm sure if you do a shockwave, Morrigan and Chevelle will eventually forgive you.
Well, according to the shockwave, which is, I'm not sure if it's the wording, it says each creature of your choice on the ground. Now, I'm on the assumption that I'm not. You might say that might be different than what I think it means, but it's under awakened powers again, just above the supernatural stuff. It's basically I strike the ground with whelm, send a shockwave out to the point of impact. Each creature of your choice on the ground, but I haven't seen the creature, so I can't pick the creature. I've got a feeling.
Well, you can see two creatures.
Yeah, okay. Not the one I want to look at. Okay. Can I just throw whelm at the rubble, which is right next to Chevelle?
Sure.
I'll let you roll the dice.
No, that was a different roll for something else, but I can roll the dice for you here.
Yeah.
You got a 5.
That's still okay for me. That's 21.
Okay, your hammer smashes into the rubble near Chevelle, almost squishing Chevelle's foot.
What? Now, do I have to roll any damage on that at all?
No, because you didn't hit what was attacking Chevelle.
Okay. Okay. After my attack, the whelm goes like falls under back to my hand.
Mm-hmm.
I do the full look, like going, do the whole pose. So I've got nothing to see anything in my thing in front of me. I like to flank the other side of the rubble if I can. Just move up to the other side.
Okay.
So, yeah.
You feel you're flanking the rubble,
Okay.
or at least part of the rubble.
Rubble is flanked.
Maybe it's Barney.
Yeah. Can I hold my action in D&D for the?
You could have if you hadn't have attacked, because you've already used the attack action, which means the only actions you have left is any extra attacks you may have.
That's fair enough. Okay,
and you
well,
also got your bonus action.
I can't really hurt it, so I'm just gonna, just hopefully it appears itself next time I have my go. That's all I can do.
Okay. You're not ready to hit it, you have to wait until your turn against Mystara.
Yep, that's understandable. That's fair enough.
Okay, so the bandits are saying that they're here hiding from the war effort because they didn't want to go kill Phaeacians just because the country told them to. And that's as much as you get before it's now Anton's turn.
Okay, I think Calcrix and Zal can handle the interrogation. I'm going to move down the corridor back to where the others went. I've got 60-foot tremor sense. Can I detect this thing under the rubble?
Okay, so as you're moving closer, you finally get. How far can you move?
Oh, I got a 30-foot move, so that's not great.
You take both your moves to get
So I
within
do
range
a
of
full
them.
move action, and yeah.
And then you'll find out if it moves,
Okay.
because you can only tell while it's moving.
Yep, fair enough.
Which then brings us to Calcrix.
I encourage to find these guys to tell me more about their circumstances and themselves.
So they are looking far more relieved now that bad cop has left.
I resent being called a cop.
I both understand, because I know that Anton can be very intimidating.
That's only when I'm wearing a helmet.
Well,
You
were
are very
just then.
intimidating without it.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've been
I
learning.
think I think having a dragon standing behind me sort of helps.
But I don't think I'm not having the blame shifted on me here.
Oh well,
Okay, so back to Chauvel. Oh, sorry, I missed Morrigan.
Oh.
Because you were basically trying to calm them down, I believe,
No,
and asking for more information.
Yeah, I was asking for more information, so I don't get that just yet.
Not until their action.
Oh,
I was gonna say, yeah.
I
If you ask them a question, you have to wait for them to
yeah,
respond.
no, I
All good.
yeah.
So Morrigan's go.
So it looks like the rubble bit him.
Yes.
And I saw the rubble move.
You saw the rebel move.
Okay, can I poke the rubble with the handle of the scythe and try and move it a bit?
Sure. You spend your action poking the rubble.
Well, okay. I'm trying to move the rubble. I don't have a spell that I could use to, like, fling it everywhere.
I understand.
So
But,
I'm trying to move the rubble.
This is
Yep,
something you're
this is
doing
as far as
in
you
a
get
couple of
right now.
seconds.
Okay. With a bonus action, can I tell Taran to sniff? Like, try and track?
Mm.
So Taran would do a perception check.
Taran gets to make a perception check, yes.
He has a +3 to perception, and he has advantage on perception checks that rely on hearing and smell.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go for that one.
Search for the contraband. Search for the contraband.
My daughter is obsessed with Hudson and Rex at the moment, so in my head I'm hearing all the commands Rex gets.
To be honest, I was thinking of
15 plus
Australia
3.
Border Force,
18.
contraband that comes in.
18. Okay. So, Taran is not able to find anything there. Taran has had his senses confused. Which brings
Okay.
us to Chauvel. What does Chauvel do?
Was Morrigan able to clear the rubble?
The rubble has been poked
Poked.
and
Okay.
sniffed rather thoroughly.
Rather thoroughly.
I don't want to get close to it. I don't want to be bit.
That's fine. I am going to step back.
Okay. As you step back, you provoke an attack of opportunity as the
Yeah,
rubble,
that's fine.
as the rubble tries to bite you.
Yep.
Is this like rubble mimic bullshit?
And this time the rubble misses you.
Perfect.
Do we see like?
I am.
You see what looks like
going-
rubble attacking.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do I feel with tremor sense?
You feel that there is something moving in that space.
Okay.
I am going to.
Everyone's too close to it for me to do some of my other spells.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem I got as well.
Yeah, fireball is a bad idea right now. Just
I don't think fireball's the right spell for the situation.
What you mean? Chauvel's not going to fireball something.
That's true.
No,
You know,
no. So Chauvel is going to swing as hard as she can, two-handed, down to the rubble.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
I hope you don't break your weapon.
this weapon's been pretty sturdy, so. Alright. Let me find the weapon. There it is. Found it. 32.
Okay, you swing down and there's a clang as you hit stone.
As I hit stone. Alright.
I'm fairly sure there's something in the rubble. I'm trying to get to in the rubble, and I don't have enough.
That's fine.
There are people close by, so I can't do my
Okay,
push things.
so-
Sorry, Martin. The
Yep.
movement action. If I've taken 5 foot, can I take another 20, like another 5 foot back, just to see if it, chases me out of the rubble?
You can.
Yeah. Can I just do another 5 foot just to see if it, chases me out of the rubble?
Yep, you can do that.
Cool.
And technically it beat you as you left the rubble anyway.
Well, yeah.
And so, what is Taran's armor class?
Taryn. Cool. Sorry.
Because Taran stuck its nose in the rubble.
13.
Taran is bitten. Taran gets to make a Constitution saving throw and takes 6 damage.
Okay.
Is Taran 10 feet from Cheval?
Taran
Yes.
is.
Was
how
right
far
next to
did
you.
how far did you move back?
I moved 10 feet.
Then it's within 10 feet.
Perfect. You get +7 to Taran.
+7 on a con save. That'll be useful. Okay. +7 is 18.
In that case, Taran takes 10 points of poison damage.
So it was 6 bite and 10 poison.
Mm-hmm. As the rubble attacks Taran. Okay, so Zal.
So these people have basically said that the Alphatians hiding from the wall.
Yep.
Alright. Well, and they don't seem interested in attacking us anymore.
Well, they dropped their weapons when faced with a threat of violence.
Yeah, fair enough. Alright. Zal basically told them, like, stay in this room, probably with Calcrix unless.
You mean you're going to relegate Calcrix to this room?
Not necessarily.
Do you need a hand?
Because you were gonna serve them like tea, I thought.
You need to carry stuff or anything?
I have plates, yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I was trying to split my brain.
So what does Zal do?
I don't think we can get much information or much more information out of them right now. And I am concerned that I did hear one of our other party members yell out in pain.
You could technically run off to save the others. You could just
I'll tell them stay in this room. If the Calcrix the dragon leaves, close the door behind you. We will come back once we've dealt with whatever is out
Are you
there.
going to have that option for that long of a message if you want to make a movement as well?
Can still do the movement.
Okay, cool.
Basically spent the action talking and then
Yep.
moves.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's action and move, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to laugh so much if it turns out that these guys have just done a really good fake and everyone's left Calcrix alone with the big bad. But we'll find that out soon.
Yeah. Do you have a breath weapon?
Pardon?
Do you have a breath weapon?
Yeah, she does.
I just kicked the ass of somebody else
Okay.
before at half my
She
hit
took out a
points.
black. She took out a black knight.
Okay.
Yeah.
And didn't roll full damage because we didn't
We
have it
missed
sorted out
some.
properly.
Oh, did we miss some of my damage?
About
6
3
dice.
dice. 6 dice?
Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
So
Very nice.
I would say that if they cause problems, you breathe on them. That'll be the end of them.
no. She's got...
Okay,
Oh,
Bradshaw, what would you like to do?
I probably forgot about my sentinel, so I might be able to hit the creature, but that's okay. Well, what's in the rocks?
You're standing right next to it. Whatever it is hasn't left your threatened area, so it can't trigger reaction attacks.
I've got the thing on sentinel says with a creature within 5 feet you must attack against a target other than you. You have a chance to make an attack against it. But it's gone now, don't worry, I should have brought it up before. So hang on. So,
And what does Sentinel require to activate?
basically, when you hit a creature, it just basically means that you can't, if you hit it, you can't move any further.
So it's...
If it tries to leave your grasp, you can attack it.
So do you have to hit it first?
No.
No, it says if you attack somebody else close to you within 5 feet, you can actually attack it with your reaction. But it's all gone up, and I forgot to use it, so I didn't use it before. Within the rocks, I can't see it within the rocks. Can I use my hammer to try to spread the rocks around so I can have a better look at what's in there?
You can spend your action spreading the rocks around, yes.
Yeah, I just want to see if I can see a little bit better, that's all. So,
That's what I'm trying to do.
yeah.
I'm trying to be delicate. I could pull out some of my big spells, but that seems stupid.
Okay, so Zal, well, actually it would be Calcrix who would be hearing what's happening at this stage, but because Calcrix is currently out of the room, we'll come back when Calcrix returns. So Anton,
Okay.
you can feel that there's something moved in the square, but
Okay.
it's very subtle and as if it's part of the ground.
Okay. How close is everyone? Like, if I blast it, am I going to be blasting friends? I don't want to
At
do
the
that.
moment, Taryn is standing over it.
And so is Bradshaw.
Okay. If you step back, I'll blast it. I'll ready a shatter.
Okay. Next up is, well, Calcrix will be holding the action as well. Morrigan.
I use my bonus action to tell Taryn to blink. And Taryn blinks out into the corridor.
Did you successfully
Recharged it?
roll? Did you
Yep.
successfully recharge? Yes.
I
Okay.
recharged. And then, so Bradshaw's still there. But I am pissed because it hit Taryn. I'm sorry, Bradshaw. I don't know you that well, and I'm pissed. I'm going to use
That's fine.
level 1 spell, Air Barrage. A barrage of wind erupts from me against one creature of my choice that I can see within range. So I'm doing it against
Which creature are you shooting?
the rubble.
It's not a creature.
But if it's...
It's not. Yeah, no. it's
You
not
have to
great,
be.
but
You have to literally be able to see the target, and
I
if you
can't
cannot see
see
the
the
target,
target.
you cannot shoot it.
And I don't have anything against the target.
And anything that says target creature, what creature are you targeting? The rubble is literally not a creature.
Okay, well then I'm going to ready a cantrip. I'm going to hold a cantrip, Thorn Darts. I'm going to move back to the wall next to the
if
corridor.
you're holding, that is your action for the round. If you're readying to do something, basically you generally don't move when you do that because you're spending everything in preparation.
So I
for
can't do
something.
movement, hold an action, and a bonus action.
No, it's basically when you're readying to do something, you're basically using your bonus action to do an action.
So
Most time when you're ready, you generally don't have extra actions. I can confirm it for you.
because I'm not
Because-
delaying.
Delaying means you don't go until after, and you don't do any actions at all. Just gonna look up reading to make sure we get it right.
While we're looking it up, Bradshaw, what did you do again?
Sorry, I had to find a mute button. Yeah, I'm just clearing the rocks out so I can see a bit better in there, see if I can pick up any sort
Well,
of...
technically, it is Chauvel up next.
Yeah, no, I was looking at what happened just then.
All my things that I'd like to do require me to see the creature too, so that's why I haven't done it.
That's why I'm struggling.
I did say if people step back, I'll blast the
easier,
rubble.
then we can do something with it.
That's why I'm trying to step back.
4, 4, 3. Do.
Hey, buds.
You're not going to move me, are you, Mum?
Pardon?
You're not going to move me, are you, Mum?
Yeah, he's going to get moved. He'll get pats though.
Okay, so technically it is an action, so that means you still get your bonus and your movement, but you must specify the circumstances of the trigger and the action.
Yep. So I am going to move back to the wall next to the corridor, and then I am going to ready my cantrip air darts. Thorn darts. For if I see a creature appear out of the rubble.
Okay. Rather specific wording, but we'll get onto that next as we move on to Chauvel.
Cheval is sick and tired of whatever is under the rubble. And Cheval for the action will move the rubble.
With?
How big is the rubble?
The rubble is scattered all over the room.
Cheval is literally just going to sweep her foot where the little thing is, and hopefully kick the rubble out of the way.
Give me a melee attack roll.
Melee attack roll. That is not natural.
I think
20.
shadow will work if people get out of the way.
Okay, so you kick the rubble and it doesn't move very far because it is partly broken ground as well as stuff on top.
Yeah. But can I see what was under that bit of rubble?
Flagstone.
What?
That is going on so long because we can't
be
hit
talking
it.
to another mimic. I'm joking.
Yeah, but we haven't done damage every time we've hit the rubble.
I could just blast them. They'd survive the blast.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's what I was
so
saying,
the
Everard.
rubble attacks Chauvel again, which doesn't trigger the condition because no creature appeared.
I know, and my condition was people getting out of the way, and they haven't got out of the way.
Mm-hmm. And Chauvel takes another 9 points of piercing damage to the ankle and gets to make a Constitution saving throw.
So am I right?
28.
Anton and
28.
Zal and
Okay,
Zal-
so you take another 3 points of poison damage, taking you up to a total of 42 damage.
You and Zal are now with the other group?
Yeah. I'm not sure where Zal is.
Zal's not there yet.
And so now that you're back at the seat, I will come back to you for what happened with you. Okay, so while you're there, the bandits do say basically they didn't believe in the war, and also beware of the rock snake.
Okay. Do I have any idea where the rock snake is?
You believe that they'll be able to respond to you if you ask them. You don't know, but you can ask them, at which point they'll get back to you when it's their initiative.
Okay, cool.
As now we move back to Zal.
Did I hear that as I'm leaving the room, or have I gone too far?
You had long left the room
You've
by
left
that
the
stage.
room, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's just what I thought I would check.
So these guys are what you would call conscientious abstainers.
Objectors.
I'd say
that's
they're
it.
deserters, I'd call them.
Conscientious objectors.
They've got weapons.
So what would Zol like to do?
They don't look like they're fighters.
No, they're not.
Do I get down to where everyone else is?
Martin's called them bandits
Yes,
twice.
you do.
Yeah, Martin always uses the wrong term though,
Oh,
and
okay.
he likes to say that it's by accident, but quite a lot of the time he's misleading people.
Yeah.
I don't want to use anything.
I do a perception check.
Okay.
First I'll spell first.
What is your perception roll?
Oh, we'll find out in a moment. Dane.
16. For some reason, Chevelle is bleeding from the left ankle. From multiple bites.
Well, at least now Cheval's got
Get
an
out of
experience
there,
what it'd be like to
please.
have ankle biters. It's gotta be
I'm not in the room. I'm behind everyone else.
Oh.
But I presume that's my action.
Mm-hmm.
With my tremor sense, can I detect them where it went? Is that something? Or another script?
Seems to still be in the same spot.
Okay.
Next up is Bradshaw.
Okay, I wasn't close enough to do any sentinel thing on with my dear Alan friend. So I'm going. Okay. Has somebody yelled out that they want to stay out of the room? Or not?
You've had someone yell out multiple times he wants you to back away.
Okay, I'll back away to the entrance to the room.
Okay, as you move away from the spot, the rubble tries to bite you. What's your armor class?
Armor class is 24.
Okay, you feel a clang on your ankle as you move away. Yep.
Okay.
I just want to check. Considering I was behind Anton, have I missed?
I did your initiative as a fill-in for while you were away, and it'll come back to your actual...
Okay. Yep. I just thought I'd check.
I made sure you didn't get missed.
Yep, that's okay.
Okay,
Okay,
so...
I'll move out of the room and say, Anton, do what you have to do. I'll say. So.
Everyone keeps telling you that.
Yeah, but I've shown admirable restraint so far.
Yeah, you have.
He's shown lots of
That,
restraint.
I'm just pointing out, you're being encouraged, so I don't know.
No, I
whether or
think
not-
Cheval is still in the way.
Okay, so the bandits then describe to Calcrix that it is a poisonous snake of earth that pretty much blends with the surrounding and isn't quite where you're expecting it to be.
Can I ask a second question in place of my missed initiative?
You did get that. You asked
Oh,
the question on your initiative for
Right,
your
I
thing.
see. Yep, okay. Because I wanted to know, well, I guess I'll wait until it's my turn again.
And then it is Anton's go. As you're getting all the information on what they're fighting in another room.
And Cheval's still in the way, isn't she?
When is Chevelle ever in the way, even when you throw spells?
She's got a lot of hit points, right?
She's also taken a lot of damage.
Has she?
42.
42 points from this
Out
one
of-
creature.
I'm alright, don't mind me.
140-ish.
Cheval,
So
she
she's
said,
still
don't
got
mind me.
100.
Well, using tremor sense, I sent her the chatter on where I last think it was and blast it.
Okay.
It's a DC 17 con save. If it's a creature made of stone or metal or an inorganic material, it has disadvantage on the saving throw.
Just getting the wording for shatter to be correct.
Doesn't do a lot of damage.
You do a 10-foot radius sphere, getting Chevelle in the area of effect.
Okay, well, Cheval's going to have to make a con save as well. I rolled rubbish damage, so you'll be
That's
fine.
okay.
You'll be
But
fine.
if you reveal it, I have my air darts.
Okay, there's one charge gone.
Okay, so how much damage does it do?
8 points of thunder damage.
8 points.
Big deal, I know.
I don't know, it could be a 4-point creature.
I don't think so. The way it's dishing out damage.
And you rolled 3d8?
Yeah, I rolled 3d8. That's pretty crap.
Okay, so... how much damage was that all up?
8. It's DC 17 con save for half.
Okay, so what was Chevelle's con save?
23.
Okay, and what is your DC?
17.
17, so that means Chevelle takes 4 damage.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt her.
46 damage all up.
Still at 100. Let's go. I'm
As
in
it
this
is-
for a long time.
I'm not sure you should invite the GM to go at you because
As it is, Calcrix's go.
This could be the baby rock snake, and Mum might turn up.
What would Calcrix like to ask next?
Calcrix says, "I'm very much interested in Earth magics and things like that, and Earth-related creatures. How do you make friends with a rock snake? Can you?"
And then they'll respond on their action.
Yep.
Which is now over to Morrigan.
So the shadow didn't reveal.
Did not reveal anything.
Okay.
Even didn't move the rubble at all or anything like that?
The rubble flew around, but there's still piles there because the whole room is pretty much broken floor.
Sounds like we're going to need True Sight for this one.
True Sight would tell you exactly where it is.
I know. I don't have True Sight.
Okay. Can I do a nature check to see if I know what the hell this is?
Sure.
Would it come under beast law?
It would not. It would be a Arcana roll.
I can do that.
You can, yes.
I get to use survival for that.
You can use survival for Arcana knowledge.
Yes, it's one of my druid things. Ah.
I just want to make friends with everyone.
Obviously, your druid lore today is lacking.
So
How bad was it?
a 2, but I have proficiency and wisdom, so
You might get
6. 13?
Okay, you have heard of elemental snakes of earth that look like their surroundings and pretty much you can't distinguish them from the ground
Just
they're
like
on,
Shokobo was doing before.
except more in the sense of they have a thing of most likely displaced. So they make you think they're where they're not.
Okay.
Is that similar
Can
to
I
the
yell out, we
displacer
need
beast?
area of attack? We need area of effect, move.
Which then moves us over to Chauvel. Is this where you flame strike or fireball yourself?
She will.
So just before, where is everyone?
You're standing right next to whatever's been attacking everything. And
Yeah, but where's everyone else in relation to the room? Is everyone
Again-
back at the door?
everyone's against the... well, there is no door to the room. There's the corridor entrance. And most of them are against that wall.
I joined the party,
Mm-hmm.
noting down where I was being bitten,
Mm-hmm.
and drop a flaming sphere.
Poor snake.
I am done with this,
I do
so I'm
have
going
a
to use one of my
feeling-
second level spells and drop a flaming sphere
I refuse to
right
use
where I've
anything
been
more than
bitten.
the first
I
level on
have
this.
a feeling that Mum Snake might turn up if you kill Baby Snake.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Flaming sphere.
Oh, I know you don't care.
Oh. Can I just... I still had a bonus action on that turn, right?
Technically, yes.
Could I
But
have...
that's only if people call them out.
I will remember that.
Yes.
Could I have thrown a healing word at first level at Cheval?
You could have, but
Chauvel doesn't need
Chauvel
to
doesn't
heal
really
himself.
need it at this stage.
Okay.
No,
I'm happy to save my spells.
save your
Okay.
spells. I'm okay.
Okay, I was just checking to make sure of its thing. So you can literally cast Flaming Sphere on a person's square.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
the spells like that don't allow that.
Yeah, I know.
That's why.
No,
you have to read
they say target creature.
Oh no, they say
Or unoccupied
or
space.
unoccupied space. That's the other key word. That's the key word for a non-targeting spell that you can then move. But you can drop it there.
So yeah, I just drop a flaming spear right there. Not quite a fireball.
What is your spell DC?
Bill save DC.
Spell DC is...
First
19.
combat I've been in with a magic caster.
Okay.
I can't do anything.
Then roll your 2d6.
No, I think we need true
A
sight
true
to be able to
D6.
track this thing.
Oh, I don't need to track it.
Well, target it.
Most of my spells are area of
8.
I know.
8. Okay. And as you do so, you see a what appears to be a 12-foot long earth-colored snake sort of sizzle and collapse.
You roasted it.
Oh, poor snake.
Good!
with
But-
8 points of damage.
Well,
How
it did get
sad.
hit by another 8 earlier.
Well, she will be sad.
Okay.
Not that anyone cares.
Move over and have a closer look at it.
Okay, you didn't see it until it got burnt.
I know. But I'm going to have a closer look anyway.
It is a 12-foot long poisonous snake,
Okay.
which is not bad considering it dealt quite a lot of damage.
She did a lot of damage to Cheval. I thought it'd take a lot more damage to take it out.
No, it just required area effects.
Mm.
You just couldn't hit it with a specific one because it kept rolling and people kept missing.
It didn't sound like it was a high level creature.
No.
Some of the best are low-level creatures. Oh yeah, by the way, you need to make a dexterity saving throw, I believe.
Who, me?
Yeah.
You didn't walk into my flaming sphere.
Oh, it's still there, is it?
Yeah, it never went away.
It never went away. All right. Well, do I have to? If I'd known it was there, I wouldn't have walked into it. I thought it was gone.
It has a 1 minute hold, and you immediately walk over to the snake.
All right. I wasn't meaning to walk into it. Oh, for God's sake! I roll a 4 and a 3.
Well, you don't actually walk into it. You just have to be near it, and you take the damage.
Yeah, it has a radius effect of damage.
I roll a 4 and a 3. So that well, I get to a total of it's a dex save. Oh, well, pathetic 9. So I fail.
I believe you get to add 7 by being near the paladin. Is that correct?
As long as he's within 10 feet.
Middle of the room, no.
Okay. So how much fire damage do I take?
2d6. 2d6 damage. Yes.
Try to keep it to under 8, please.
7.
Thank you.
I kept it under 8.
I presume that means initiative combat ends.
And yes, we're now out of combat unless you'd like to keep the sphere running.
I'm walking away from
No,
said
the
spear.
spear- the
I've
spear's
had
gonna drop.
I've had enough fire damage for one day.
If Calcrix can hear the fireballs, she sighs and goes, never mind.
It wasn't a fireball, it was just a ball.
Well, if she hears the whatever it is, she just sighs to the group and goes, never mind. I don't need to make friends with a dead rock
And
snake.
Rachel go up to the snake, just smack it a couple of times just to be safe.
Yes, you now have flattened the snake. It now looks a lot bigger than it was.
Patrick's would have heard the smashing of a warhammer on the ground.
As you walk in to see Bradshaw beating the hammer with a dead snake.
Can I?
Or the
Calcrix,
dead snake with a hammer,
before
whichever way you
anyone
like.
does anything, Calcrix looks at you all and then just walks away.
Can I get some scales?
You
Oh, depends how much
I made a mistake there. I thought I had advantage on the saving throw. I didn't, but both rolls were crap.
can. Yep.
Can I harvest some snake scales?
You do manage to recover some snake scales because Bradshaw doesn't pound the entire snake into pulp.
No, you
No,
do
just
get
the head.
advantage
Just
on
the head
fire
and the
damage.
fangs, they're all gone. So,
Pretty much.
Yes, he destroys the most valuable part of the snake.
that's right.
Yes.
That's what a teenager does. Okay.
I go back to where Calcrix is.
You can't
Okay.
find Calcrix.
I
How
can't
many
find
snake scales do
Calcrix.
I
No,
get?
she's not where you can immediately see her.
How
Oh,
many
you're
do I
not, you're
get?
not with the bandits?
I'd say you get about 5.
Oh, okay.
Well, roll a d6. You'll get that many.
So Rachel's about to walk away, and there's the final hammer just about across it.
I got 1.
So, you know, it's triple. It's called triple tap. The Bradshaw law. Make sure that you got triple tap it.
Okay, so you walk down and see in the main area the bandits walking out of the main, out of their room, crossing and heading for the stairs.
Can I heal Taryn?
You can heal Taryn.
Where are you guys going?
What spell do you cast?
Healing word. which gives me. Really sure it's 1d4 plus spellcasting modifier.
You sure you don't want to do a cure wounds?
I don't have cure wounds. I chose healing word because I'm not designed as a healer. Like I could heal it. I could heal him 70 hit points, but.
And
I was gonna ask if I could do a medicine check on Chevelle to see if he needs healing or whether just.
at
Is he
this
still
point, I will
poisoned?
point out you may have failed your medicine roll because Chevelle is a she.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't know
She-
what to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I did do the thing.
Ask the
That's okay.
bandits, where
We
the hell
do
are
it
you
to
going?
Zal all the time.
So I'm going to give you medicine with disadvantage because you picked badly.
I misgendered misgendered her.
You
Maybe
don't
you
know
don't
your
really
body
care
anatomy.
about her medical state, her health.
Well, at least my dice was like a little bit of an FU. It rolled a 20 and an 18. And my medicine is I think like +8.
That's not bad.
Okay, so looking at it, it looks like Chevelle has been bitten about 5 times by a poisonous snake, as there's a sign of poison around the wound and in the leg near the bites. As the snake appeared to be quite good at targeting the same unprotected area, getting right between all the seams of the armor.
Can I ask the question before we go?
And what was the question, Mark?
I was going to ask the new people that left the ruins upstairs. Can I ask them what's behind the other doors?
You could, but they left while you were doing all the fighting.
Try
Okay,
to
fair
get
enough.
them
I'll
to
just ask the
talk to
question.
them
It's okay.
as they were leaving and ask them where they were going.
Away from here was all they say.
Okay.
I
Watch
was
them
also
go.
going to say Calcrick's, I meant to ask and I forgot, so I don't know if I can back do it. She was going to say if she can organise them getting there, she's offering them refuge at Mount Dread.
Okay.
She'll have to talk to Drassel when Drassel's full enough. Or the Lady of Shadows.
You might have.
So I cast my second level Lesser Restoration on Chevelle, curing the poison. And I will also
Looking at it, there is no change.
What? Not poisoned. Okay, right.
Well, definitely not poison.
I have
Definitely
enough
not
time, it's
poison.
fine.
Definitely not poison.
I will
There we go.
Well,
in that
Lesser
case.
restoration targeting poison only gets rid of the poison condition.
Yeah.
I had a follow-up question. Would
Yeah.
I know if the druid that we met, who reincarnated young Bryn, would be friendly towards anti-war fighting type people? Like, would let them hide somewhere?
Hard to tell because technically he would have to toe the line with the nation.
Would he look the other way if they hid somewhere?
Possibly has been looking the other way.
Okay, cool. Alright.
I mean,
It's just a thought for
he didn't
later.
tell us they were there.
Or maybe he made it someone else's problem.
Maybe.
Okay, so what was Al doing?
I will also cast Cure Wounds at second level.
I was about to say, before you do that, Chevelle will put up her hand and go, please don't. And then we'll literally touch herself and then heal the remaining 46 points with lay on hands.
Cheval's too good to accept help from everyone else.
Apparently.
Mm.
I'm a strong, independent woman.
Yeah, but strong, independent women still know how to work as part of a team.
Mm-hmm.
They'll
Yeah.
kind of like advise, like at least you weren't actually poisoned, and
Chevelle will also respond if I was poisoned, I also have redundancies. If I felt ill in any way, I would have been able to cure myself of poisoning.
Well, just making sure.
While this is happening, Morrigan's gone to see if she can find Calcrex.
Okay, where did Calcrix go?
Where she can't be found.
Calcrix comes running in. Beware of the rocks! Never mind.
She already said never mind. Then she came in to see Bradshaw using his hammer to thump a dead rock snake. She's just watched these high-level heroes that she admires thump the shit out of a rock snake because they're annoyed with this little rock snake, and now she's gone to have a think.
Okay, so what is everyone doing? You can't seem to find Calcrix.
Yeah. I'm feeling Calcrix will be back.
Which
soon.
aligns with her background story of having a
Bradshaw's going. Should we check the other doors one by one?
reflect.
Sounds like a plan.
Now, do we go the Anton Bradshaw way or do we go another way?
Can I check, if I can't find Calcrex, can I check the door closest to the rock snake room in the southern corridor?
You can. Though I will point out, no one has actually checked the room. But you can completely avoid that if you wish to.
Morrigan doesn't really loot things.
You have many party members who do.
I know, this is why I haven't, is because Morrigan doesn't really consider looting.
Okay, so on the southern corridor, the one on the left or the right side of the corridor?
Let's go eastern.
Eastern? Right. Okay, so the side of the one door. And, okay, so you're at the door, what are you doing?
Is it unlocked?
It is unlocked as it starts to open as you try the door. And you get a pungent, musty stench of animal waste. No need to roll for that one.
No. I'm sorry, I'm getting flashbacks and PTSD.
Well, if you'd like to identify it, you can roll a perception check.
No.
And imprint that on your mind as well.
I've learnt that. For context, I had a perception check that was on disadvantage, and I rolled 2 natural 20s. There was nothing to find, so Martin detailed the smell of goblins to Hildren. And it is now imprinted on her mind, and she cannot forget it.
She even tried holding her breath with the smell of the goblins howled for a longer period of time.
Which made me go outside, which made we found the fog before it got to us and trapped us. Nope, I will close that door.
Okay. And while you're doing that, what is Anton doing?
Feeling very frustrated about all the things that have happened, so I'm going to try some therapeutic activity of just zoning out. I'm just going to search, because we need to find clues. We really know bugger all about this Guardian avatar.
That is true.
It's supposed to be somewhere here. So I'll start by searching the area where the rock snake was, which is the closest we've got to a clue, to see if there's any clues here that tie into the Black Earth cult. And if I fail, I'll then go and look at somewhere else.
Okay, give me an investigate roll as you're looking for clues.
Doing brilliantly here. Total of 16.
That is actually enough for you to find some stuff.
Really?
Yep.
I found something.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You find yourself a dual dagger with the symbology of the moving stone on it.
Okay. Jewel dagger with the symbology of the moving stone. That's not the same as the Black Earth cult that I'm in.
It technically is, because the Monastery of the Moving Stone is their fighting order's name.
Oh, okay.
Whereas it is a part of the Black Earth cult.
Okay. I understanding the Black Earth cult is going all the way back to my early notes. Cult of the Black Earth, Ministry of Sacred Stone. Oh, sorry, Monastery of Sacred Stone. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, all right. That just means they were here. It doesn't tell us much more than that.
It means that they definitely have been connected to this place.
Okay.
If it was just the Black Earth cult, it wouldn't be as strong a connection.
All right, well,
So
find
you
another.
now have a jeweled dagger.
What would you like to do?
No, I've gone down the other corridor.
You could have, yes. As we ask, what is Bradshaw doing?
Okay. If Morgan has actually checked the other door, I'll do the one on the other opposite side. See if
Okay.
it's up first.
And what do you do? See if it's locked?
Who's locked first? Can I open the door?
Technically, if you see if it's locked, you're trying to open the door. That's the only way you can tell if it's locked, normally. Unless you say you're investigating the door to see what the door can tell you.
So this is the first door on the...
First door
Western side?
on the western side. Okay, so opening the door, you get a rotting smell from the room.
Ooh.
We've got bad smelling rooms here.
Do I see anything else in the room, or just?
Do you finish
open?
opening the door? This is what you get as you have checked at the door to see if it's unlocked.
I'll finish and open the door. Yeah.
Okay, so I will describe that shortly after we see what Chauvel is doing.
Imagining taking Zal out in one of the
Actually, I am. And I succeed. Quite drastically, actually. Chauvel is probably very, smoldering, very steamy at the moment. However, is willing to respect the area and will continue to investigate. So I'll probably follow Bradshaw.
Okay. You also look into Bradshaw's room. And what is Zal doing?
I'm gonna go see if I can find Calcrix wherever she's hiding.
Okay, you start heading off. Okay, so Ariadna down that corridor at that door that seems to be barred.
Calcrix is murmuring to Eve. I can't control what they do. I'm pretty sure they're just gonna kill everything. I'm worried. They're supposed to be older than me and more wise. I don't know what to do. And she's just like doing a 12-year-old. I don't understand adults.
And Eve does the constructive death to infidels.
Yep. And she's just like, I don't get it. What are they? It's just a little snake, tiny little snake. They could have stunned it. They could have done anything. If they kill just a tiny little snake because it annoys them, what are they going to do to innocent people? Don't they know how to pull back on their stuffs? They could have worked. I don't know what to do.
Eve points and says, Eat.
No, you can't eat them. They're good people. They just like to crush things a lot. Maybe we need to find them a hobby.
And then Eve says, Calcrix, fix.
Well, it's not up to me to fix them. They're them.
Then he goes to, Eat.
Left with those two choices, Calcrix fix. How about we have a look in this room here? And she points to the...
Okay, so at the barred room you do get a smell of reptile from the door. As we move over to the others. Okay, so starting with Morrigan.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you've just shut the door behind you. You've got a rotten smell coming from an open doorway.
And it's mingling with the animal waste. Wonderful.
Well, you've got animal waste on one side, rotten on the other, and the party in the middle.
Yeah, I don't like smells. I'm gonna start heading away. Can I roll a perception check to see if I hear Calcrix?
Sure.
So in the background you hear, she's got like, she wasn't even, it barely touched her. But stumpy, sneaky, no friend.
I think I've got expertise in listening. Yep.
I think Calcrix just really wanted to have a snake. For her familiar and how she's coping
You're
with
not bringing more chaos to this already chaotic party.
I've only got one
Okay.
familiar. Zal has like 50 animals, and one of them likes to blink now.
He has 2, and one of them likes to
No,
blink, which makes
I
it
would
feel
like
like 49.
I'd like to point out she's
I
got
actually have
5
like 10, but
griffins.
anyway.
25? Okay, yes, you can hear Eep and Calcrix having a conversation that sounds rather disturbing.
So I start heading over towards Calcrix.
Okay, so now we have the those of you looking in the room. So that would be Bradshaw and Chauvel.
Yep.
Now that the room's been open, you're looking in. It looks like a quaint bedchamber appears to have once been a bedroom. Splattered planks of wood and piles of rotting cloth are heaped about the floor in a jumbled mess. Would you like to investigate further?
Yes, from Bradshaw.
Yeah, don't see why not.
So both of you get to make an investigate roll.
Investigate.
Who is the
Chauvel
best
good
investigator?
at this.
Got a dice now, so I can roll
I don't
myself
think
up.
any
Definitely
intelligence
not
is a good
Chauvel.
stat for either of them. In fact, I don't know that any of us have great intelligence stat.
Calcrix does.
I don't know.
Calcrix
A
does.
investigator of
Calcrix
9.
has been working on
One of my other
investigating
buddies.
skills for a
Yes,
while.
My rogue does.
Bradshaw has found a room.
And I'll look at Chauvel if Chauvel found anything different.
What did Chauvel get?
I look at Bradshaw going, your perception's better than mine. I got 2.
You're not even sure it's a room. You think your senses are lying to you.
Yep. Perfect.
Okay, nothing here.
You don't even think Bradshaw's in the room. You think you've just been left alone.
And I'm
You're still
whispering
jealous.
chaos to the
Okay. As a Jew, I go outside the door and I yell out in the corridors, Guys! Bradshaw found a room!
Okay.
Morrigan just rolls her eyes and keeps walking.
Okay, and we move to Anton as you've just been told there's a room here.
Yeah, okay. I've been told there's a room here. I need to get away myself. Back to the room where the bandits were. I will search that for clues about the Black Earth cult.
Okay.
And hopefully roll better than a 2.
And what did you got a 2?
Okay, I haven't rolled. Investigation. I roll. Oh, I get to 23. Oh, wow.
Okay, so you find a secret door in the back of the room that leads outside.
Outside the castle, the moat house.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they were getting in and out, and that's why they had the door barred from their side to stop the rock snake, I guess, and other things from getting in.
Okay.
It doesn't look like they've used it.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe not.
And it only goes there, it doesn't go anywhere else.
You think it even goes down further?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I found something.
There you go.
I call out, I found something.
Now, if we'd stayed together as a group,
Chauvel called back, is it as cool as the room that Bradshaw found?
I don't know, can we hear...
Cooler.
Can we hear Anton?
And Bradshaw's going, this is the best room.
Yes,
I've seen
he's
here."
been yelling out, and so Morrigan sees Zal heading down the corridor towards Calcrix. Zal has been close enough to hear the whole conversation, and then it's overshouted by Bradshaw found a room.
Roll eyes.
I probably actually like face palm if I recognize Chauvel's voice.
And the thing
Hey,
is,
you guys don't know, it could have been a secret room.
and Chauvel sounds so proud of Bradshaw, it's almost heartbreaking.
I think Morrigan, continuing to walk over to where she heard Calcrix, looks at Zal and says, "Are they always like this?"
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay, adjusting expectations.
in terms of finding the room, Chauvel thinks Bradshaw is the smartest person.
And Bradshaw, if Bradshaw feels this love, and Bradshaw have a little tear go under one side of his face. I think.
I'm sure he can, and now he's showing his emotional range, I'm sure. Give me a performance roll.
Control. Okay, that's a 9 again.
The 9 again. Okay, you do seem to make this tier, but unfortunately you add to the bad smell of the room.
I have one of the eggies on the table if there's eggies left.
Yeah, there definitely
Oh,
is.
stick 'em the big blue eggies.
The big blue ones, yeah.
These
Oh,
ones-
one of the big ones. Oh, the big ones.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I need more chocolate than one of those tiny eggs has got.
If there's one more door to do on this southern thing, Bradshaw would like to go over the next door.
Okay, Bradshaw, after showing this range of his emotions, not quite successfully as he hoped.
But also his ability to discover a room.
And as you try this door, as you open it, you hear quite a few squeaks coming from inside the room. The room squeaked as you open the door. As we move on to
Might be the door that's squeaking.
Calcrix. Did you want to open that far door?
I hear hissing, do I?
You smell.
Oh, smell reptile.
Reptile, yes.
Can I identify the type of reptile?
Not easily. You know it's a reptile. You just can't tell what.
Yeah, I'll open the door.
Okay.
I'd say I'm distracted enough and curious enough, and I'm hopeful of finding another baby rock, little rock snake to make a friend with.
How close are we?
Beyond
Are we in the corridor?
You'd be at the corridor as Calcrix opens it
It's
up.
going to be Mum. She's going to blame Calcrix for the death. They're going to kill Calcrix, but nobody will feel any regret.
Beyond a pair of double doors is a partially collapsed
All
chamber.
of those statements are probably wrong, except maybe the mum bit.
Its ceiling mostly intact, but sagging towards the middle of the room. Among the rocky debris are the remains of cots and plain wooden chests, indicating this was once a barracks room for castle guard. Sitting on the other side of the chamber is a giant lizard, sleeping next to an intact chest.
What kind of lizard?
Basically the sort of lizard that people ride. Mainly dwarves.
So like a megalania, like it's large. It's not medium size or something. It's large size.
Calcrix is thinking of the salamander she befriended a very, very long time ago. Even though they're not really related to this, it kind of makes her think of that.
Okay, so while you think about what you're going to do next, we move over to Morrigan and Zal. And was Anton heading over to them as well?
No,
you went.
I
separate
would
steps.
investigate.
So,
He's at the secret door.
would Morrigan and Zal like to join Calcrix?
Yep.
Zal was gonna start to ask Calcrick what was wrong, and as he sort of starts to talk while stepping into the room, I presume I noticed the very big lizard.
You do notice the very big lizard. It's
I
sleeping.
stopped talking mid-sentence.
This is my new best friend.
I believe Calcrix is trying to open her own zoo.
Zal has set an example. Calcrix is merely trying to follow in her father's footsteps.
And what is Anton doing now that you've found this stairwell that seems to go down?
I'm assuming others will be coming, so I'm looking and listening down the stairwell.
Okay, nothing seems to be making any noise down there. Maybe you can go further down and find out.
Well, I kind of think we all should be doing this.
I was going to say, are you really sure you want to go that far away without anybody with you?
Well, I wasn't going to. I was just going to say that I actually don't have good spells for this. Dancing lights would be great.
Don't worry, he has a mighty hammer.
Oh,
Dancing
yeah,
lights
look,
are-
I've got confidence that every person in this room can smash and kill whatever they need to. They've shown that and demonstrated it so many times that I'm absolutely reassured of that.
Chauvel definitely played in her mind.
I just need to
Killing
actually
Zal.
occasionally destroy an inanimate object like a door, and I just feel better if I can do that.
Well, that's what she's thinking about a hobby. She's thinking like axe throwing Or, you know those wood chopping competitions? Where you have to chop the trunk in half as faster than the other person.
Given I can't separate myself from my hammer, it has to be something I can do one-handed, or use the hammer.
Well, there could be pumpkin smashing contests.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, so make a perception check on listening.
Okay, listening. I'm actually good at listening.
She's just thinking healthy ways.
Ooh, I'm rolling well on this. That's another. We had this before. 34.
Okay, you do definitely identify that there is a creature snoring down there.
Okay, snoring.
And it sounds rather large.
Okay, I close door and go try find the others who I expect to be coming this way at any moment, but they don't seem to have appeared.
Obviously, they are well trained. They've gone in completely different directions.
Yeah, I know.
I might have stayed with the group. I was very sad at losing my new
And
pet
what is
animal.
Chauvel doing now that Bradshaw's opened another door?
Things is normal.
I am with I'm not with Chauvel. I'm with
I feel
Bradshaw.
like this is the one group.
I will
In
support
combat,
Bradshaw
it's just
and
always
all
like
of his
this. They don't
intelligence.
coordinate at all.
Okay, so both of you,
Every other group I'm
you see
with
a 15-foot by 20-foot
completely
chamber. Has a truncated northern west wall. The floor is littered with woody debris, perhaps the remains of a once fine table and numerous chairs. It's dirt and wreckage, so no sign of any recent occupation, although a couple of small rats are seen scurrying away with a few startled squeaks as you move into the room. Would you like to make an investigate check?
100%.
Yep, definitely.
Okay.
Here we go.
Sorry, Martin. Just in terms of location, because I'm actually keeping notes today.
Yep.
Where are we in the ruins at the moment?
Okay, you're in the southern corridor, on the
Door closest.
top western door.
So we're southwest.
Yeah.
Door closest to the entranceway from the southern
More like
corridor.
east, I think.
No, it's west.
Southern corridor.
Southern corridor. There were two doors off the west.
And one
you
on
are
the
the one
east.
closest to the entryway, furthest from the rock snake room, as I am calling it.
Okay, and what was...
We've walked, sorry, man. We've walked all our way down the corridor, seen the rock snake, and we're now working our way back to the center of the room.
Yep,
Yep.
the center area, yes.
So the
So
door
this is the first western door as you enter.
Yes.
enter the corridor. And the door to the east I didn't open, but smelled of animal waste.
Oh, you opened slightly and then shut.
Yeah. The first door from the rock snake room had the bedroom, where Bradshaw found a room, and then you're in the second door from the rock snake room.
And
Yeah,
please
so
do...
technically we're in the first
Door
room as
from
you
the
would
entrance.
enter.
Mm.
Yeah.
And what is your investigation roll for both of you?
24 for Bradshaw because he's awesome at looking into rooms.
6.
Okay, so Chauvel looks like Bradshaw's found another room. He's amazing.
I'm absolutely like full-heartedly applauding Bradshaw and everything else. Like seriously, Bradshaw in the eyes of Chauvel is Sherlock Holmes at this point in time. So
Okay, so having a look through, Bradshaw finds a fine longsword in a shattered case on the wall.
I look around the room, I see it, I pick up, open up the case. Look what I found, Chauvel.
Mind explodes.
I want Chauvel to go, this is awesome.
And he has the symbology of the Black Earth on it.
Ooh. Unless Chauvel wants to have a look over it, I was going to put it into my bag of Bradshaw, or bag of holding. But then I say, we should join up with the rest of the group. What do you think?
you see the sparkle in like Chauvel's eyes that you managed to find this longsword and everything else. And Trevor will plead with you if she is able to look over said longsword.
I trust you whatever you do, Cheval. I think that's a great idea. I hand you the
Yeah. I will look over the longsword, Martin.
Okay, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. Love it.
Okay.
That is a 28.
Okay. Okay, so you take 6 points of poison damage.
Okay, great. I'm sensing a theme here.
As it seems to stab into your hands.
Ow. Ow. Okay.
Which of the elemental cults are you aligned with, Cheval?
Fire.
Yeah, Earth is opposed to air.
Yeah. But
Which is why my thunder.
it's also not necessarily friendly to fire or water.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a thing where I can turn any damage of mine into thunder damage.
Okay.
Any spell damage.
I give it back to Bradshaw and say I don't think the sword likes me.
I have to choose between lightning or thunder, so I try.
As you see, you've got little prick holes in your hand, and it doesn't seem to attack Bradshaw.
Bradshaw goes, I'm so
You can't
surprised
see
it's
any
such
diet
a
coke cans in the tray. Look under the tray.
Thank you.
Can I do a religion roll on our alignments and the sword?
What's Bradshaw's element?
You could, except you would have to be detecting its alignment, not just doing a roll.
Oh, sorry. Okay, cool.
And most objects don't have an alignment.
I was about to say, I can't detect good and evil on this.
Would you
I
like?
could, but it probably wouldn't give me anything.
Would you like to cast the spell?
Trying to stretch my thumb out because it's spasming.
Let me know if there's anything I can do.
Cheval
It's just the writing. I get
scratching
all
my
the spasms in my
head.
hands and the
And is trying to come to conclusions why it would hurt Cheval but not Bradshaw.
You do know that Bradshaw is Earth aligned.
I will probably put my monocle in and go, Dear Sherlock, I believe that the sword chooses the ones of the earth and not the ones of the fire.
Now Bradshaw's going to go all googly-eyed over you.
No. Bradshaw goes, very smart, Cheval. I think that's very smart.
Great deduction, dear Watson.
I was going to say...
Your student is
great
learning,
deduction,
Bradshaw.
dear Doctor.
I'm very tempted to use the same feat that Sean used the other day.
So Bradshaw's thinking that he'll look into it later because this could be a good thing to honour who's God by. So he's going to actually just pocket it in the bag of holding if that's okay, right?
Yep.
So,
You can, yes.
and I think then I pat Cheval on the side of his shoulder saying, I think we should join the others now. They need our help.
I do agree.
Okay,
And
so
you avoid the room that no one looked in?
well, somebody looked and said there's nothing there, so...
No, they basically said bad smell and shut the door.
Oh, well, that's on Bradshaw's point of view. It's their fault if they didn't look into it properly. But, yeah.
Okay, so back to the other area with
No interesting
Calcrix, Zal, and Morrigan. Yes, there is this giant lizard here, currently asleep.
I make sure that my ring of animal friendship is activated.
Okay, so...
And then I ruffle in my bag to see if I can find food that I think a lizard would like. I have some very well cooked eel in here.
Okay, so you pull out some eel.
Morrigan's watching Calcrix for guidance.
Okay, as you do that, you think the wizard, the lizard, not the wizard.
The wizard lizard?
It would be a very interesting lizard if it was also a wizard.
It would
Listen,
be.
I believe you meant to say failed ranger, but you know.
I mean, technically... No, I'm not going to say that because I'll upset the dragon.
But I will look back at Zal and I'm like, can she? I want to make friends with Lizard. I'm like talking really quietly and waving my bit of eel around.
Okay, it seems to be watching the eel be dangle around.
Oh, so the lizard's woken up?
Yes, the wizard lizard has woken up.
I'm looking towards Zal as like, is this the right way? You make friends with animals all the time.
I mean, sure, if it doesn't want to attack us.
I didn't prepare speak with animals.
I slide the eel within reach, but like carefully sort of thing. And I do have my speak with animals ring on.
Okay, so it seems to think of you. It seems to be looking at you with great. Seeing if someone actually sent something here.
And
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Yeah.
I'll say friends.
I think Mark was making a joke.
Okay, so it does seem to say friends as he eats the eel.
I give it another bit of eel.
It seems to be quite happy, and then it coughs something up.
What does it cough up?
A shield.
Oh. What kind of shield?
Seems to be a light shield.
Okay. Since the lizard seems to be happily eating, I'll investigate the room. And the shield. Starting with the shield. Like, can I see other bits of armour like the shield around the room? Does the shield look like it belonged to anyone? It doesn't cough up an arm with the shield, just the shield?
No, the shield is particularly armless.
If Calcrix is looking around and stuff, can Morgan do a...
And that would be an investigation check for Calcrix is doing it, and what was Morgan going to do?
I just want to wide... We've got a lizard here.
Mm-hmm.
We had a rock snake in the other room. We had bandits in the other room.
And there are doors to the north and south of you.
I just want to widen my senses to try and perceive what else might be out there.
Okay, and what can your senses tell you?
Listening and smelling I have advantage on, I think. Listening or scent. So I'm listening for noises and smelling to try and see if I can smell any or hear any other beasts or creatures or anything around. That makes sense, right?
It does make sense.
Which means I get a D8. 23. 33.
33. Okay, so... you get a smell of mold coming out of the northern door. Quite strong smell of mold.
No, 23.
And what did Calcrix get?
23.
Okay, so now that you made friends with the lizard, it seems to let you look around the room, but look at Zal and Morrigan with suspicion. Because you're its friend, they aren't.
Can I react?
Well, you're busily looking at the door.
Well, I'm busily smelling.
Yep. And what is Zal doing?
I will also get a bit of jerky or something like that out of my bag, and I probably won't go up to the giant lizard, but I'll kind of like I'll go up far enough where I can kind of like toss it the food.
Can Taryn have play-bowed at the giant lizard?
What did you want Taryn to do?
Play-bow.
Play bell.
Yeah, would you like to play?
It's the dog thing where they put their head down and their feet down and they bum up and wag their tail.
I'm like, let's play.
Chasies.
Okay, so the lizard doesn't seem to reciprocate. So it seems to be concentrating on Calcrix more. As Calcrix does look around the room, seeing that this place is not particularly safe, luckily you can stretch out yourself quite a bit.
Okay.
And you do see that the chest did hold some coins, a suit of mail, and a light crossbow with some bolts.
Coin, suit of mail.
And no sort of symbology or anything like that.
Well, the coins are Alphathian design and made out of copper, so you don't think it's worth very much. The suit of scale mail is old, doesn't look like it's been used in quite some time. Sized for a human.
And then,
And the crossbow is missing its string.
yeah, so, but no.
No symbols on them.
Okay. I will leave the eel with some extra eel and
So the lizard with some meal.
yeah, the lizard with some eel, and I say, this friend, no eddy. And then I'll start back down the corridor and I'll start looking in other rooms and work my way through the corridors.
Okay.
Through the doors in the corridor.
As Calcrick passes, Morgan probably says, "The north door smells mold."
This is in the southern one though.
No, we're in the western corridor.
Oh, western corridor. Sorry,
Yeah.
in the western corridor. Sorry.
So the door to the north side of the corridor smells of mold.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Calgary says, "I look at you. What does that mean?" It's ruins. They all smell moldy.
This one's particularly smelly.
I'll open the door if it
Okay.
lets me.
And while you're doing that, where was Anton moving to? You see
I
where
was
they
moving to where the others were.
Okay, so you join them at this point.
Okay.
Which group do you join?
Uh,
Graduate.
Wherever I come to first, because
You can see Calcrix and the others moving towards you, so you probably join Calcrix and the others with the others
I
following
found some
behind.
stairs going down behind a secret door.
Ooh. Should we check these rooms first before heading down though?
Oh, doesn't hurt.
Okay.
You're not going to mention the snoring?
Well, if I get a chance. When I get a chance, yeah.
Oh well, I won't interrupt you.
Okay. Well, yeah. There's something sleeping down the bottom.
There seems to be a lot of animals in here, and that's why some of the doors are bolted. I think
Might
the
not be
guys
that.
in that big room might have locked the lizard in this room, and then might have locked their own door against the rock snake, and I
And locked the other and barred the other door against the rock snake. I think they barred their own door to keep people out.
I'll look at Zal and Morrigan for like approval, but I'm sure if we don't let off any more bombs or explosions, and we don't wake up the snoring big beastie, we can check these rooms out before working our way downstairs, just to make sure nothing sneaks up behind us.
I'll try and keep my thunder damage down. I'll try and keep the noise down.
Yeah, no, but I'm looking at you guys for approval of that. Sounds like a good plan, right?
That
Yeah.
sounds like it sounds really
Like,
good.
you're looking at Morrigan for approval, and Morrigan is looking at you like you are God.
And Carpenter is like teamwork, because they have experience I don't have, so they might not know something I don't know. Where are Cheval and Bradshaw?
And then you see them coming down the passageway towards you.
Bradshaw's got a bit of more brightly walk than usual, thinking how brave he is.
Brave Sir Bradshaw.
Yeah. Oh, Bradshaw, Detective Bradshaw. Yeah.
Sherlock Bradshaw.
What's the Sherlock? I don't know what Sherlock is.
Bradshaw Bones.
Sure finding Bradshaw.
That sounds good.
Okay, so
So I come in a bit of a authoritative walk on come down the corridor to meet the others.
You found something interesting?
I looked at Svilland and just offered my hand to Svilland to explain it all.
Calcrix, did you pick up the shield?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I assume you didn't pick up the other stuff.
It seems old and ruined. I probably would have taken the copper coins because I can use them in spells.
You found 33 copper coins.
Because some of my spells require copper.
So Bradshaw digs into his bag of Durgan, which is his, bag of holding, and he pulls out the longsword. Chevelle can't touch this, but this is what I found.
Well, why can't Chevelle touch it? Do you just not give her permission?
Well,
She's
Chevelle told me
responsible
that
at
he's
times.
not aligned with Earth's side of things, so that's why it hurt him a bit more, He's had a hard day, Chevelle.
Oh, it's...
And at which point I will point out even Bradshaw is getting Chevelle's sex wrong. Bradshaw's having trouble telling these Genasi apart.
I would like to point out...
I'm also female!
Yeah.
Like I said, he's having this hard time telling Genasi apart.
Yeah.
And then I realised, sorry, Miss Chevelle person, sorry about that. But hey, this is all I found, okay?
I presume
We
Anton
need
takes
2 rooms.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
can I have a look, Bradshaw?
Yeah, I just hold it out in my hands and then you can if you want to take it up and look at it.
Have a look at it. See if it's got the same symbology as the dagger.
It doesn't have the same symbology of the dagger, but it's got the symbol of the Black Earth on it.
Oh, okay, goody. All right.
It seems to be a finely made sword.
Okay, good find, Bradshaw. Well done.
Thank you.
Nicely balanced. Very.
I don't know how to use the sword, so
It does feel nice.
it does look good though. Does look good.
I'll put it back in the bag and just.
Did Morrigan need a sword?
No, I need a scythe.
So, do you do anything special when you put it in the bag, or you just stick pointy thing into your bag of holding? Pointy, sharp, cutty thing.
Do you have a scabbard for it? A sheath?
No, not yet. And otherwise I would keep it on my side, but.
Is it made of iron?
It is.
Yeah, I'm staying clear of it.
Should you just be sticking swords in bags of holding?
I do it the right way, not point first, and I make sure.
Can I do an Arcana check?
I was
going to
say, is it magic?
Oh, it's magic. It's
No, I meant the sword.
No, Calcrix would like to do an Arcana check on the sword before Bradshaw puts it away.
Yeah, okay. I can come up to Calcrix and show you Calcrix.
It's a good point. I cast detect magic. Would a shield, a sword, and a dagger, are any of them magical?
They're all magical.
Oh, okay.
Do you show us the dagger? Because if you show us the dagger,
I
I
think-
will also do a check on that one.
Okay. Yeah, I think others saw the dagger, but yeah, you can have a look at the dagger.
So that would be 22 on my Arcana on the sword.
I suppose I could use Arcana as well.
Well, I'm aware because of Luel that you can't put some magic things into portals, which are essentially bags of holding, because Luel instructed Calcrix on what not to stick in her bag of holding. And so I'm like, I should check that it doesn't meet those criteria that Luel told me about.
Well, he's already put it in there once, so.
Oh, I still like to check it before he leaves it in there for a long period.
Okay, so yes, you do see the all 3 are magical.
Can I investigate more closely?
It is normally the identify spell, which
Are
would
you
then
like-
take 10 minutes to do.
Are we in a hurry?
We might want to check the other doors out before we have a break, especially with nothing else.
Don't you have advanced ritual casting?
I do. So I might be able to do it in a minute. But I've got to look up identify, which
Fairly sure
Didn't we-
it identifies a level.
Didn't we
one.
open a door before all this?
Yeah,
You
it should
did.
be.
I believe you were going to.
We were going to open.
Oh, we didn't open
What
seven.
a-
Yeah,
Old room
I
7.
did want to go into. I was suggesting we check the rooms, but since these guys have come,
I got nothing else to do. I write the number 7 on the door since it's now been designated room 7.
I've been numbering the rooms for my notes. It is now room 7.
look, there's no reason why you guys can't check out the room while I do the identify on the
Okay.
I am
magical
curious.
weapons.
Morgan
Right.
is curious. She's getting a bit bored by standing around.
Okay, which doors are you trying?
Number 7.
North side.
North
Yeah,
side?
so I do want to
Okay, so the door of this chamber has rotten and hangs limply from a hinge. Give me a reflex saving throw.
Oh, I can't just
Oh, sorry, dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity.
Yes, Josh?
Can you say that again? I just had a bit of background. Sorry.
Okay, so I said the door to this chamber is rotten and hanging limply from one hinge. As they open it, they get to make a dexterity saving throw.
I got 17. In some circumstances, I can get some bonuses on this. But let's see. Let's see if 17 succeeds.
This is the
I was
most
too
northern
curious.
room, is that what we're saying?
Yes, most northern room.
It's not the end room. It's the one working way
On the
backwards.
north side of the western corridor.
Yeah.
I got 13.
Yeah.
I was too distracted.
Okay, as Morgan is distracted, Morgan gets hit in the face by a door,
Oh, sorry.
taking 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
So there's one
Look, we
there.
should just destroy doors. While we go through these elaborate rituals, I don't know. Just break the bloody things.
My first damage in the campaign. I get hit in the face by a door.
Doors are devastating, just watch Critical Role.
Yes. And chairs. Doors and chairs.
Do you find it helpful to have this little bit of identifier thingy?
Oh,
in
I
front?
have it
You
right
got
here.
it right there? Okay.
The reason I've been putting it in the side, it makes it easy for me to open and reference.
Okay, so apart from the door that attacks us,
Turn around and back in.
Okay, so it basically falls off the hinge with a bang, which was mostly Morgan's face.
sorry
Ow.
about that. Sorry about that.
Do you lose any points?
I
Yep.
lost 8 hit points.
Oh,
And pretty much the door breaks on your face and falls down to the ground in pieces. You've got a face that can break a door.
I'm trying to decide if I healing word out of reflex. No.
Bradshaw will do a small giggle, but not just very, very small, okay?
if I wasn't
Okay.
With my
distracted
passive
by the
perception
sword,
of
I'd
29,
giggle
I
too.
hear you and glare at you.
Well, it's lucky Catherine's is distracted by the sword because she would have giggled too.
Just letting you know, I put down a note. Morgan was hit in the face with a door. Lol.
Yeah, I got something similar.
I feel like you should put a smiley face there.
I don't laugh at you because I think destroying things is okay.
Especially using your body to break
I
things. You
know, I don't
successfully
use my
broke the
body,
door
I
with your
use my
face.
hammer, but you know,
The thing is that you don't want to laugh too hard because I heal when I use thunder damage. And I'm very tempted.
No, Bradshaw's a teenager. Bradshaw's just doing a normal teenager thing. So.
Well,
Yeah.
as I said, Morgan's a teenager. She's 80.
Beyond is a chamber that once
I
served
seem to have
as
a
a...
few non-teenagers.
So the area inside looks like it once served as a kitchen.
Yep.
Sour, mouldering remains of foodstuff assault your senses. So the mould is a lot stronger here. On the opposite wall is a brick fireplace with a dusty wooden cast nearby. A sturdy wooden table still stands in the centre of the room, its surface covered with mould and cookery. Likewise, mould-clad pots, pans and utensils are strewn about the floor.
It just sounds like a place where con saves might be necessary.
Can I? Can I do that with this? Can I can I use minor aeromancy to blow the smell away from me?
You can.
Thank you.
Does it have a window? Is there somewhere for the smell to
Okay,
go?
so as you do so, the room starts to have mold spores fly up everywhere.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
exactly what I was thinking. A tornado of now if
It's just a light.
if
Dust.
if Emmy was there, she'd be like pulling on her inhaler right now and calling you an idiot in between.
as there's now a cloud of mold dust in the air.
Leave mold room.
You can see at the far end of the room, closest to the big chamber where the corridor started, is a stairwell going down.
Another set of stairs?
Yes. 2 sets of stairs.
Oh, I've got 2 stairs now.
You have options.
Okay. Is all okay with me?
All right, okay.
We can't shut the door.
All right, so maybe we better do the thing that I did the other time. I can go and have a listen down that.
Send a firebolt in there. What could go wrong?
Yeah, a firebolt might get rid of the mold.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you know how you asked earlier, Anton, if Calcrix had fire breath?
A breath weapon.
She has
She has 3
greater
different types.
fire breath, and I'm pretty sure her response right now is if someone was to send a fireball down there without checking, she just might use her fire breath on them.
I was about to say, Cheval has also has fire spells. If someone's saying, Cheval, please burn this, I'm like, okay.
Well, I've left the room, by the way.
Don't you really have
I don't believe you went into the
flame,
room. I
like,
think
on
you
your
looked into
body?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Just putting that out there.
it'd be one way to get rid of the spores, I'll put it that way.
Well, if we're going to pass through the room, it might clean the room up a bit.
Do you wish to pass through the room?
And I it had occurred to me as an idea, but we do have an alternative.
And you do have 2 other rooms you haven't.
Yeah, I was going to say... I
in this
think
corridor.
Before we descend, we'd like to... But I'm still trying to do this
Clear this
identify
level
spell.
first.
And also catch up with what was found in the other
Wasn't there a
rooms.
room that had a really bad smell that we didn't even go in?
Yep.
Yeah, and
Well, that's what I said
doesn't
in
know
this
about that
corridor.
yet.
This is the thing. Like, I am not really interested in loot unless I see some interesting, like, animal or plant things or, scythe. Otherwise,
Yeah.
Once they've gone and done their look in that room, I'll pick the next one along the line up. And
that would be...
I'm hoping that I'll get the result of my identify spell soon, though.
That would be the one closest to the lizard room or the closest to the entry?
Your identifier would normally take 10 actions of others.
Room 5.
That is 10 actions of
Oh,
others.
okay, so
10 rounds.
Okay, alright.
Okay, which one's 5? I'll mark it as 5.
It's the one closest... So we've got 2 doors on the south side. The one closest to the entryway.
Whichever one Morrigan set up, put number 5 on it.
Okay. So the one on the southern wall closest to the entryway.
Closest to the entrance, the grand entrance.
So I've now numbered one door, 5, one. Oh, actually, 7. Did
Seven broke on my face.
7's an X door, isn't it? Okay, 7's an X door.
So, well, you can reuse the
This
7 because
door
there's no
has
door
ceased
for
to
7
be.
on it.
Oh no, 7 is now retired number. No doors get number 7.
The lizard room was 8.
So,
Lizard room was 8. Okay.
Well,
Don't worry, it's all good. Keep going.
you wanted to interject?
No, it's fine.
Because you are currently doing an identifier, which...
No, I understand that. It's okay.
Okay, so on the door you're at, you can hear a whistling on the other side of the door.
What sort of this?
can I? Okay. Can I see the doors unlocked first?
Yes, you push the door and it opens.
I push it out further, and what do I see?
It seems that this abandoned chamber was once a trophy room. Only a few mangy pelts, stuffed animal heads, and shattered antlers remain following what looks to be a complete ransacking. Would you like to do an investigate roll and prove that statement wrong?
I would do an investigate. I'll ask Svilland if he wants to investigate. She wants to investigate as well. So.
Apparently, you caught yourself in the middle of saying, "Would you like to help me out, mate?" Yeah.
Oh, so yeah. Okay.
Sheila? Okay.
So I'll do an investigate. I found nothing good. I've got 6 total.
You found a room.
No, I got one on the dice mark, so I'll leave it up to you.
Okay, so you're not really sure this is a room. You think you're just imagining things, as it is Cheval's go.
Cheval rolled a natural 20 and now it's reversed. If you're a worship.
I was about to say, not quite reversed, but I did roll a 16.
Okay, apparently Bradshaw is wrong. It actually is a room, even though Bradshaws keep going on about how this is not really a room, and giving you all the reasons why it's not a room.
Bradshaw's holding his head down. But it's sure it's room, there's no room, you know, kind of, yeah.
You'll see Chevelle open up her notebook of everything that's happened in like her room. It's like, so from your teachings, I do believe that this is a room.
Morgan's just sitting there going, oh my god. Probably looking at Zal and going,
You've been a great follower here, so I think I'll go with your thoughts on this one, Shabbat. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, how the student have surpassed the master.
Well,
Just don't even try to understand.
Like, we can type it up.
What was that?
Can you describe the room, please?
Okay, I shall describe the room again.
abandoned
It's an abandoned chamber that was once a trophy room. Only a few mangy pelts, stuffed animal heads, and shattered antlers remain following a complex ransacking. And the sound of the whistling is the wind coming through the arrow slit on the outside wall into the courtyard below.
Okay.
So 2 rooms, 1 longsword, a whistling room. Not a bad go so far, by Rachel.
Did Chevelle find anything on a 16?
Basically, that Bradshaw was incorrect, and there was a room here.
So we've now searched all the rooms, is that correct?
No.
Oh, the 1 left, I think.
There's 2 left.
Ah, 2 left.
Well, there's room.
And just because everyone else has looked in them doesn't mean that Calcrix hasn't looked in them.
There's room 2, which just smelt of animal waste, and room 6, which is the one next to the room we're currently at.
Okay. Go to that door, write the number 6 on it.
I look at Anton if Anton wants to go first, or whether...
Okay, I'll go first.
Apparently you guys can do an awful lot in 1 bloody minute.
Well,
Oh, sorry, that's how we roll.
Well,
3 minutes.
yeah,
It
because
feels slightly out of balance.
each room is probably less than 30 feet.
And each of their actions is considered an equivalent of 6 seconds.
That's what I mean. This is just incredibly disbalanced.
So in relation to that, we can technically walk to 10 rooms and open the doors
Yeah.
in the same time that you can cast a spell.
And I think that's ridiculous.
If you
that
think about
that's the
identify
common
as
case.
you're studying something and trying to understand it,
Yeah.
you can sort of see it as a time-consuming exercise.
But you walk into a room, like even here, I walk into a room to look at stuff. It takes me more than 6 seconds to figure out what's in the room. And so I'm not objecting
Plus
to
have
how long it
conversations.
takes. Caprix is gonna look in the rooms regardless. And if you leave her behind to go down to face the big bad while she's still looking in the rooms, that's fine. It's not going to affect her investigating
We're
the
not.
rooms.
We're not
If
going to
you-
leave. We're not gonna leave
Morgan's
you behind.
standing next to Calcrix and wincing
It's
and
player
trying to figure out what's
Ariadna
going
who's
on.
kind of going, this is ridiculous that you guys can search 10 rooms in 1 minute. That's player thinking. I'm just like, geez, who the hell designed these mechanics? It's more my reflection on how these rules work than actual comment on the game type thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, the
But
difference.
yeah, that's just the way it's said. So.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I just find it the logic is it just doesn't follow logic for my brain. It just feels physically impossible.
The other question is
I
identifying.
struggle with that.
If you're talking about logic, I'm pretty sure I can name off countless amounts of things that have happened in this campaign that are definitely
Oh yeah, so can I.
via logic.
This won't be my first time commenting on things that my brain is struggling to resolve as in terms of logic.
Is identify one item at a time?
It might be, so
I
I
think
might
it
be
is
here
one
for
I
like
think it
3
is one item at a
minutes.
time.
You guys might be well disappeared by the time I finish.
We're not going to go down without you.
Look, I don't mind if you do.
I'm staying with Mori. I'm staying with
No,
Calcrix.
we're not splitting the party for going downstairs.
Okay, so it basically tells you a single target that you're choosing.
Yeah, so I'm going to be here for 3 minutes
Mm-hmm.
because there's 3 objects. I just think
And you
that
can't upcast
if
it.
they do have magical properties that might help us, like downstairs with the big creature that's sleeping, we should probably find it out.
And
before
basically, it's
I
a
think Identify is definitely worth it.
it's a first level spell to identify common, it's a third level spell to identify uncommon, it's a fifth level spell to identify rare, it's a seventh level spell to identify very rare, and a ninth level spell is for legendary.
Jesus, so you have to like cast it 4 times if you discount that it's not a common item, then you've got to cast it again to find out
Well,
if it's
it
a
will
rare.
most likely tell you what rarity it is if you cast it at first level.
Okay, alright, yeah, okay.
So you'll always get something, but you won't get all the details of the item.
Yeah, yeah. Well, look, I'm not going to cast it several times. I just want to see if it's useful.
Basically,
since it's here.
not everyone's going to find
Yeah,
out
fine.
the very
I
rare things to
know.
get.
I always thought Identify was broken, and that sounds like a good solution.
Yeah, Identify is for a first level spell is quite powerful. But
Well,
considering we're 12th level, I would say that I would probably be, if I was casting it, I'd be looking for at least uncommon or rare.
And it's an 11th level spell to find out about artifacts.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll just be casting.
So what level did you wish to cast it at?
Did your
Sorry, I have to.
did your Arcana roll give you some idea?
Well, she was going to check
She
and
rolled
get information from it.
2 on Arcana.
Just checking how many
In which
level.
case, then it will be at the lowest level. Because if
Something.
you roll before asking the level, it's always at the lowest level.
No, she rolled.
No.
Not identified.
I
She
did a
rolled 22 to
general-
look at the
okay.
sword.
Where's the thing that tells me how many spells I get at each?
Yeah, she did an Arcana roll to look at the sword, and she rolled a 22.
It'll be one of these. Okay.
She still, she
so-
would still have true seeing up from last session.
I
So
get 2 of
looking
those.
at this sword, it would have looked like it was a earth aspected blade.
Can she tell whether it looks fine, mastercrafted?
I've already said that it was fine.
Okay. So we're looking at least uncommon, which was second
It
level?
can't be higher than uncommon.
So second level or third level?
That would be third level.
Okay.
So you want to look at it with at least a third level identify.
If this says that I'm limited to 3rd level spells.
If you're casting it as a ritual, which is
Oh,
all you
okay.
can do it as, it will take you 15 from your maximum hit point.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just do that then, and that way I can do it at the level without worrying about losing.
And it's a fair assumption to think
So
that if the
15?
sword's fine, the shield and dagger are likely to be fine.
So I'm 182 minus 15. So this is 160.
Do you want to try?
No, I'm just being nuts. Picking the nuts out from the bowl.
167. Okay, cool. So I'm down to 167 at the moment. As long as I've remembered my hit points.
You're not twice as much as me, but I'm only 99. This is the lowest hit points of any of my characters.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so I've dropped 15
Unless I
points
shift into one of my
temporarily.
wild shapes.
99 is pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you got
Okay.
wild shape, of
So,
course you get temporary hit points.
What was your Arcana check on your identifier?
Do I do a new one from the one I did originally?
Well, that was what you were doing before you cast Identifier, which gave you some details about it.
Okay, cool. 18 plus. I think that's 20.
Oh, you have to roll for it, okay.
When you cast a ritual, you have to roll unless you have it prepared, and not all rituals can be prepared.
I believe it's 21 because we add
21.
intelligence.
Yes, you add intelligence.
And my intelligence is really low considering all my other stuff. I really need to get one of those crowns that Zal has.
Okay, so as you look this up, have I put down the wrong page number? I just am dyslexic, so yes, I looked at the wrong page.
I guess that's good. For me? Maybe?
Are the spell pages still helping?
Yeah, I'm just, I'm trying to amalgamate everything into one system.
Sweet.
But I haven't even done the filing.
No, that's cool. As long as they're helping. That's the whole point of them.
I'm having various arguments with government organisations that keep distracting me from other things.
Ugh.
It would help if I actually put in the right page number. Here we are, that looks like right. Okay, as you're looking at it, you identify it as a definitely a magical weapon, but it is one that that's called a razor burst weapon.
Is that the sword?
The sword itself, yes.
Do I know what a razor burst weapon is?
Basically, it sends earth magic into the target on a strike as a bonus action.
And can anyone use it?
Most of them are anti-element other than earth.
How does it feel in my talons right now?
You haven't touched it.
Okay, alright.
Basically, it's cursed to any other wielder.
I just want to touch it briefly. I won't pick it up, I'll just...
Okay, so Constitution saving throw.
Yep, that's okay. Just... okay, 14 plus...
Okay.
Constitution...
I probably should have said before you did that, like, we did mention when we delivered these weapons that I got damaged by it, and I believe that it was because of the alignment of elements between myself and Bradshaw being an earth elemental and me being fire.
Well, you see, Carcass has got 3 elements and she's been talking to earth people.
What did you get?
21. So, Carcass doesn't know how far along the lines of achieving some kind of earth affiliation she is. This will tell her definitely.
So you take 6 points of poison damage.
6 points, cool, okay. So I know I'm not earth affiliated yet, because, you know, there's some parts of my body I can't check to see if I've got green scales on. 6 points, so that takes me to 159.
Not counting the 15 reduction from...
That's what I mean. I already reduced the 15. So
okay.
159. Okay, so I'll tell Bradshaw that it's a razor-burst sword, and that this would be very good in fighting the Master's minions. They would be particularly weakened by this. And do I get any information on the... Is it a dagger and a...
You have to cast it separately for each.
Yep. Well, these guys can keep ransacking rooms while I check the dagger that Anton found.
Well, door number 6. We've established that doors may hit people. So I think it's time a door gets hit.
Okay, you're hitting door number 6.
Door number
Don't
6.
wake up the beastie downstairs.
We've made so much noise.
Quiet.
We've made so much noise.
Okay, so you're hitting that door.
Yep.
Interesting.
Sorry, Martin, what was the sword again? It was a razor something?
Razor burst, a sword +1.
Razor burst, sword +1. Thank you.
This is one of the repaired doors, isn't it?
This one doesn't look like it's...
Use the handle?
So yes,
I get these urges to destroy things.
you would like to attack. Then attack.
Well, it's a door. How can I miss?
With a 1.
Oh, a 1. Okay, well, don't roll a 1 then.
I think a 2 might also be hazardous, Jeff.
Okay, anything but a 1. Natural
A dragon
1.
seems...
You got a natural
Okay,
1?
wait a minute. I'm going to use fortunate and add another d20.
Can you use fortunate after the fact? Or do you
Oh,
have to
maybe
announce
you
it
can't.
before?
Maybe you can't. Can spend a fate point to roll an addition on any check you Okay. Doesn't say I can do it after a fail.
It doesn't say you have to do it. It
I
usually
think-
says you have to if you can't.
Yeah, I'll just check. It's a
I
feat.
think if I remember Martin's, because I got fortunate as well.
I do too. If you do not have disadvantage, you may spend a fate point to roll an additional d20 and choose whichever result you wish.
Yeah, so he can roll.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the second number
You
was
may
a 4,
do this after
so I'm
the
getting
initial
there.
roll has occurred, but before the outcome is known.
Oh, that's
Alright.
good.
So I
because-
get to a spectacular total of. I'm glad I didn't roll.
Well, Martin
I
told me
get
the wrong
to
information then, 'cause he told me
I get to
can't go
16.
back.
I get to 16. Do I miss the door?
Generally, once you tell me the result, you can't go back.
Yeah, you can't do it if you know you've failed, but you can look at a natural one and go, I'm going to re-roll that.
Okay.
I got to 16.
Okay, so yes, you hit the door with your hammer and it shatters into tiny little pieces with an enormous bang.
Good.
That makes the ground shake underneath you.
I feel so much better. This door will not hurt anyone.
I remind you, I have a passive perception of 29.
Okay.
That
Your ears are ringing. You have basically feel like you've got blood coming out of them because
was
you're
more
listening
hoping
so
to
closely to this bang.
I'm used to thunder
So-
damage, though.
Yes, but you're not. Thunder damage still hurts because you're listening so closely to everything.
I was
Everyone
hoping
with a
to-
passive perception over 20 has their heads ringing.
It doesn't deafen me.
I've
though,
got a
does
passive
it?
perception
No.
over
So I
20.
presume Calcrix can't
Your ears are
concentrate
ringing.
through this.
Oh, okay. But I still feel good about it.
Yeah, just whatever you can do. I don't mind how it goes.
Basically, the reminder was so if something wakes up and starts moving towards us.
Mhm.
Oh, look, I'm just presuming I can't concentrate to do the spell at this
Well,
stage.
you hadn't quite. Luckily, you hadn't started, so your concentration isn't
Okay.
broken.
I then
As you'll-
scuff Anton up the back of the head for making such a racket that my ears hurt.
Okay.
And even
Still feel
Anton's
good.
ears hurt.
I still feel good about it.
Cheval would highly recommend the Calbrix. If you want to be a part of the investigation, I would highly recommend identifying after we've investigated the ruins.
But they might be useful.
Because Cheval has now noted that we've explored 5 or 6 rooms and you haven't been there and know how much you want to investigate stuff.
Yeah, we've probably woken up whatever is down there now. There's going to be no time to continue to do the identify spell. Calgary is going to have to respond to whatever's going to be coming up those stairs, because there's going to be something coming up those stairs. So, yeah.
It's just a friendly thing saying, I know how much you like to investigate stuff, so why are you sitting here taking all the time on 3 items when you could be investigating 15 plus rooms?
Well,
Where we already have these items and we can investigate them later.
8 rooms.
part of the reason why she was investigating was because she's found out in the other group that sometimes these weapons can be very dangerous to just chuck in a bag and not look at until later. And she normally relies on the wizard in the other party to do all of that work while everybody else investigates the rooms. And when she says she's going to look into the other rooms, she's merely going to look into each one, and like everybody else, takes 6 seconds to go through each room. Because, it only takes 6 seconds and there's 8 rooms.
Anyway, the door's shattered.
Yeah, what's in the room?
There's lots of piles of shattered door,
Good.
shattered furniture.
Okay.
Not sure if you're the one who
Was
shattered it.
this recently shattered furniture or is this old shattered furniture?
Hard to tell because if there's any dust, it's been disturbed.
Okay. Well, investigate. What's here?
Okay, so an investigate roll.
That said, I'll give the other items back
I'm
and
rolling.
start heading towards
I'm
the
stuck on
room
this
with the secret
4.
staircase, but I'll wait for the others at the juncture of entering that room.
I'm stuck on 4. I get to 14.
You get to 14. Okay, so as badly as you went, you still managed to find a silver baton of some kind buried amongst the
Does
stuff.
this also have symbology of the Black Earth cult?
It does.
Okay. A silver baton. What possible thing could that be? I don't know.
I'm guessing you're also Earth aspected.
Yeah, I'm Earth aspected.
And I think Calvert should get credit for not having a conversation with the lizard because she knows the lizard probably wouldn't say
Detect
too
magic.
much.
Is this magic? Could be a wand, maybe.
Looking at it, it does come up as magical.
Okay. Anything more than that type of magic?
You'd probably have to concentrate longer, and then I'd have to look it up.
Okay, all right. So,
Because most magical items in the game do not have a school.
yeah, okay. All right. Well, here's another one to be identified later.
No, I've been told to give it all back for now, so I'll do that.
I said later. We'll do it later. Pack it away for later.
And as we are sitting on close to 11, I was going to suggest if you're going to go down one of the stairwells, now would be the time to say which one you're going down, and next session picking up you going down the stairwell.
And Cactus is going to go down the one where there's the snoring.
Or if you wish
So
to
secret.
investigate things before going down, that would also be an option.
Investigate what things?
The items.
The
that
rooms have mostly been empty.
Yeah, they have been. They've mostly been trashed.
Yeah, but the one room we missed is probably going to have, I don't know, the silver
Hey,
baton.
we found 4 magical items
Exactly.
in the ruined rooms.
And there's one room we've missed. But
Can we do a
Cactus
quick
doesn't-
investigation of the last room?
Yeah, do.
Can I just mention something?
Oh, hang on. No, that is room 6.
Rihanna went to the room, she looked and there was nothing in there.
Well,
So we-
she peeked
Oh,
it open and
Did
smelled
she say that we need to investigate, or because I think we're kind of.
She never said so.
We've missed one room. I just went, it stinks, and
Yeah.
shut the door.
I just want to double check. I didn't want to.
That's
forget.
Cabrix was going to do an inventory of all the rooms since we split up, but now she's just waiting
Okay.
for further instructions.
So I'm going to say that you head towards the stairwell because, as far as most of you are concerned, you've checked the rooms.
Stairwell or secret
Well,
door?
Each of us. Each
I
is a
object to
stairwell.
that description.
Does anyone
I said
ask?
most of you, not all of you.
Does anyone ask if we've checked all the rooms?
Calcrix was heading towards one of the stairwells.
I was.
Yeah,
It's a question that would occur to me. Have we checked all the
back through
rooms?
here?
There was one that I didn't check because it smelled bad.
Okay. Few of them smell bad.
This one I shut the door on.
Was it that bad?
Smelled of animal waste.
Maybe there's another
I
animal.
mean,
Maybe. But I'm more concerned about the possibility of waking up the snoring creature.
Yeah. If the Furkis will wake
Maybe
up,
that
it's already awake.
possibility would be lessened if people didn't smash doors open.
I didn't cast any thunder spells!
No, I'm just talking generally.
So are we going down the stairs behind the secret door?
So I'm assuming as you're going, we'll be finishing you up before I go and credits of heading, following Calcrix to the secret door.
I'm not going to the secret door. I'm just waiting in the centre room for everyone.
Well, Anton will be able to show you where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know where the secret door is exactly.
Just making a note for
It's
me.
the one room I haven't been in.
And
for a
I'm
long
going to
time.
go to end credits.